The following may contain language which will be offensive to some people and inappropriate for children. Still here? Then pour your favorite beverage and let's get this fucking show started.
Fantastic Forum, assemble! You are watching Fantastic Forum, the premier show about comic books and your live weekly discussion about entertainment and geek culture. We are the Fantastic Forum, coming to you live and direct from the Hall of F. Hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night, as the case may be, depending on where you are in the world. And if you're not, you should stick with us while we take it up a notch. You have the usual suspects in the building. First, he is our riddle inside of an enigma, trapped in Chinese finger cuffs. You don't know him. You love him anyway. He's our silent assassin, Jay.
I didn't see the intro at all.
I didn't either.
I saw it. That's weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
Like, I could tell it was done because we weren't muted anymore. But yeah, it was weird. I didn't see it. Normally I see it and or hear it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bad luck crystals.
The bad luck what?
Crystals.
Oh. We're gonna get back to that. Next, he is our intrepid senior reporter. He's next in line for the cowl. He is our resident Dark Knight detective. It's Oz.
Is it really geek culture anymore at this point?
What makes it not geek culture?
It's like mainstream now.
Oh, we can talk more about that too. Next, he's the backbone, the pillar, the strength of Fantastic Forum, our nigh invulnerable brawler and resident strongman, Moses Magnum.
I can't leave you motherfuckers alone for a week. All of a sudden, like, oh, I got four different things to read and watch.
Yeah, that was a funny story.
Yeah, and then look, some of it's comics, some of it's not. But man, 4 things.
I know.
We were pretty drunk after the show, and then I don't know. I think I mentioned Green Lantern, and then She-Hulk, and then Lawrence comes up with well, what else is green? What else can we talk about that's green? And so we just sat there naming stuff.
How about monetizing?
Monetization. There it is. Next, it's me. I'm Lawrence Young. They call me Mir Young. Welcome to Fantastic Forum. Speaking of green, we got a great show for you today because we are, in fact, going green. We are going to be talking to you all about Marvel's She-Hulk Attorney at Law. We're going to be talking to you about the movie Luck. We're going to be talking to you all about the movie Green Lantern, Beware My Power. And we're going to be talking about Dark Crisis, World Without a Justice League, Green Lantern. So we got all that. We're going green. We're doing it real big right now. And we want to hear what your opinions are on all of that as well. So we'll tell you how it is. You can share them in just a moment. But before we do that, we want to make sure that we thank Mr. Scott Rubin, because without him, the show would not have happened. So thank you very much, Scott Rubin. And yeah, so it's time. You want to get down on Fantastic Forum? We're going to tell you how it is that you can do it. Here's how.
Want to get in on the action? Call Fantastic Forum on Skype and join the fun. Too shy to call in? That's okay. You can join the Discord chat room available at
FantasticForum.live.
Join the party. You know you want to.
Indeed. Thank you very much, intern. Jump into Discord. Discord. You can join our Discord. You can do that too, but that's not gonna help you on the show because we don't watch the Discord during the show. Look, if there's a way to do that, we probably should, though, huh?
Technically, we can broadcast to Discord as long as somebody has it running.
Got you. Oh yeah, you're right. Because
I used to.
Don't all talk at once. Go ahead. Wait. Then Oz.
When we were audio only, I used to just open up the voice chat and play the show into that.
Indeed. What were you going to say, Jay?
I was going to say I can monitor Discord, but I can't do that and work the cameras.
Yeah.
No, that you should do that.
No.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely. We need to hire another intern. That's all.
That's what it is. That's what it is. But jump into YouTube chat, Twitch chat. If you want to do either one of those, we'll take your comments directly out of chat and bring them into the show, such as insert witty chat comment here, Jay.
Tiger Claw says, "What's up, Jay? Did you see the new Dragon Ball movie? It's the #1 movie at the box office." And I did see it. I saw.
Look, Jay, there's something more important to address before that. What's up, Jay?
I know, right? He didn't even
What about us?
entertain. He didn't even entertain the idea that some of us might have watched it. That's some bull, Tiger Claw. How dare you? How dare you? I'm offended.
Yeah.
Look,
he's been listening to us for 15 years. He knows we're
Have
on top of everything. He knows we're on top of everything that comes out the weekend. TV, comics. Now
I'll have you know. No, Mr. Tiger Claw. Every member of Fantastic Forum has seen Dragon Ball Super 2 times. Okay, we went back to back because it was that good. That's how much we loved it. Tell them about it, Jay.
Wait, so it's a new Dragon Ball?
Oh, you son of a bitch, Oz! Don't say craziness, Oz.
I gotta be
Go with it. Help me, help us. God damn it, Oz.
So I did see Dragon Ball Superhero. It's a very cool story. It focuses on Piccolo and Gohan. Vegeta and Goku are in the movie, but they're off-world, so they don't get into like any of the heroics. I was a little not off-put exactly about them being in it, but I changed my mind because there's a really amazing payoff at the end. And it was great. Like I loved it. Now I also did see the #2 movie this weekend, which was Beast. And man, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Really? It was no good?
Even with your subscription?
No, you got to remember it's a black movie. So
wait,
you have
what's
to
that
be
mean?
careful about when you see it, because
What?
sometimes you get like the rowdy blacks.
What, Jay?
Like in the
Jay, what you said, Jay? What does that mean?
Let the man speak, Larry.
That's what I had in the theater. The rowdy blacks that stepped into the theater with their cell phone light on, waving it around.
Hey,
Right behind me, kept the shit on so they could eat their Burger King. Like, these people.
Oh, jeez. These people. Oh, my God.
These people for like 20 minutes with their bullshit. And then they finally just fucked off somewhere. And
wait, they didn't finish the movie?
I think they went to go sit in the back because they were tired of me staring at them.
Jay, I know, right? Jay giving them the white man glare. Oh, that's funny.
And if he was wearing glasses, the glare from the glasses was hitting him in the face too. And they're like, "Oh, this guy's so rude. He's reflecting the light into my face. I gotta move."
Wow.
And we were just having this conversation, Jay, when we went to dinner last week.
Right. We were just having a conversation about the different audiences and how you have to be careful about when you go to a movie.
You guys
have
dinner and discussion about the blacks?
Yeah, it was Jay's birthday.
The blacks and the Mexicans.
Yeah.
Because they're not great either.
For the record, I would just like to say I was at that dinner because it was Joe's birthday, and I was just as appalled at the dinner table as I am right now. Goddamn!
And
I gave Jay.
Then, again, it was my fault. I was in their hood, and I was in a discount theater. So the theater that showed the movies like months late.
Jay,
like I went in and because I had missed Warcraft when it came out, so it was in the discount theater. In Mexican hood, and so I went there, and I'm in the back. And it's a discount theater, so there's no stadium seating. It's like just a regular seat.
Jay, it's like the
This
school
woman-
gym. Goddamn.
It's those
Old
white,
woman
white
comes
plastic yard
in.
chairs.
We're
sits
all
one
on the
row,
basketball court.
Like she sits right in front of me, like in the row in front of me, one seat off from me, and she is on her phone for the entire fucking length of the movie. Like
What?
her phone did not go down once. Like it was just on.
Wait, she wasn't talking on it. She was just using it.
On it, yeah.
Her phone. Did
Okay.
not
I don't
go
know if
down
she was
like
on
that.
Facebook or if she was recording a movie or I don't know what she was doing, but the shit did not go off like for the entire length of the movie. It was like
That's kind of
that's
crazy.
what happens when you hit the discount theater at the popular time. You got to go in the mornings
Yeah, when they're
when
still
they're
sleeping,
pretending
you're
that
not
they're at
working.
work.
Well, they're still blacked out. You mean from all the 40s and the tequilas.
Look, Oz, look, that stick works for Jay. It doesn't work for you.
I'm like, I sound real racist.
Yeah, no, look, yeah.
Jay sound kind of racist, kind of funny. I sound real racist. I'm
Jay
like, oh,
sounds like
child.
he's harnessing Stephen Wright doing a Mitch Hedberg type comedies. Oz just sounds like he's trying to really oppress somebody.
Right, man. You sound like one of the five. Don't do that, man. No.
I can't be racist. My dog is both black and white.
We got a comment. What's Tiger Claw talking about?
Claw says, did you know Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario, does a voice in the new Dragon Ball movie? I
The
didn't
voice
know
of Mario
that.
is Chris Pratt.
I know there's no one that sounds like Mario. He's doing a different
Charles
voice, but
Martin.
I didn't realize that was him.
That's funny. What did you say, Oz?
The voice of Mario is Chris Pratt.
Oh, boo! How
That's my
dare you?
Mario.
Okay, moving along. Because we got a whole show of stuff to do. Look, I wanted to ask about luck crystals or whatever that
You didn't do your pre-production?
Oh, you know what? I know what you're talking about now. But what did you say before? Oh, you said luck. Oh, jeez. I'm not realizing that you were talking about luck all that time.
I thought Mo didn't watch that though. That's what.
But I came through and did.
Right, exactly. That's what threw me off too, because I was like, Mo's not gonna be talking about. I was like, what kind of crystals is Joe messing with? I know exactly what you're talking about now. That's hilarious. So we're not gonna talk about that yet. We'll talk about that later. And then I can't remember. Oh, Oz. We can't do the conversation about is geek culture mainstream or not yet because we don't have time for that either. And so
That's a whole other show.
Right, exactly. And then look, I don't remember.
Real quick. I looked it up, and Tiger Claw also has it. He plays Magenta, who is the leader of the Red something pharmaceutical.
Oh,
yeah, Red
the guy
Pharmaceutical or whatever.
The guy that's the head of the company called Red Pharmaceutical is named Magenta.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's
what
is
name.
Vegeta in charge of?
Yeah. Like, isn't like one called like Hops and Barley? Like, there's two villains, or like Parsley.
Well, all the Dragon Ball characters are named after vegetables
and spices. Yeah, and even like
Yeah,
Frieza is
most are.
freezer, then cooler, and then like the cousin refrigerator.
See, Lawrence doesn't know Dragon Ball. That's why
Yeah.
he's confused.
I'm sitting here like, wait. What I love is that
anime experts.
he's like, oh, they're all named after vegetables and spices, and it's like, but they were talking about Magenta, which is like not either
Yeah,
one of
well, it
those.
depends on what sector of that world you are. Then it switches.
Yeah, don't act like Magenta can't be a vegetable. We have orange.
A lot of times they theme,
That's actually pretty funny.
certain people, and they theme certain people. Like, yeah, the first Saiyans were all vegetables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Professor Briefs, all of his line are named after underwear.
Yeah.
Piccolo's old crew is named after instruments.
I've never realized that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That Piccolo was named after an instrument?
No, you said his whole crew, right?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
even
drum,
Oolong's named
trombone.
after a tea. and who is it? It's Oolong. Who else? There's a couple.
Four.
Yeah, and they're all named after teas. Yeah,
Mister.
Yeah. They
like
do the
Gohan
thing-
means rice.
I don't know that. Why
You
would
don't
I
know that?
That Gohan means rice?
Yeah,
Like, what? In what language?
in Japanese.
Racist.
What other
Okay.
language? In Mexican.
Listen. I'm just saying, like, I don't know Japanese or Spanish
You
for that.
never ordered a pollo con Gohan?
Yeah,
You are so crazy.
or Gohan and leche.
It took me a second to translate that in my brain too.
All right, listen. Let's get into some of these reviews. We're gonna run out of time. Let's go. Let's start with. I guess what should we should start with movies, right? Because that's
Okay.
Well, there's only one. Oh no, two.
Oh.
Two movies.
No. There's two. Sorry, go ahead.
Theater. Comic book theater.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so Jay, why don't you tell us about Luck, my friend?
Okay. So, Luck is a new movie on Apple Plus. It had a very limited theater engagement. I think only at Cinemarks. Yeah, weird. But it's about a girl who's extremely unlucky. She's an orphan. She never gets adopted, and she's worried about her friend in the orphanage not getting adopted. And so she basically wants to help her any way she can, and she finds a lucky penny that completely changes her luck around. And before she could give it to her friend, she loses it, and she ends up going to the land of luck in order to get another one so she can give it to her friend.
That sounds like the movie we saw. Yes. Jay and I actually went to the theater just to go see Luck. So I saw it on the big screen.
This was in the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look,
In
were you
cinema.
literally not listening to what he just said? I was
I
like,
heard
let me
him.
go.
I just didn't believe him.
Yeah, well, we're Apple. Oz and I are Apple people, so we watched it on our TVs because it's on
There
Apple.
it is.
Right.
There it is. So, Jay, you brought this to the table for us. Like, what was your impression of Luck?
Oh, I thought it was really funny. Like, funny and charming. I like the character. Like, she upbeat and cheerful, even though like shit like is constantly shitting on her. She just does her best to like move on. Was getting kind of a Milo Murphy type of vibe from her, but of course, like very toned down, more plausible in the realm of realism. But yeah, like I thought it was great, a great vibe.
Cool. Oz, you have thoughts on Luck?
It was fine. Like, there's nothing great about it, but there's nothing bad about it either. The movie is fine. It's well animated. The story is good. I can like, it's not gonna be a Pixar level blockbuster movie, but it's still worth watching. I don't know if I would buy a movie ticket for it. But if I had like Jay's pass, sure, I'd probably go check it out.
Well, look, Jay's pass didn't work at the theater that he doesn't have a pass for those theaters.
If I had a discount theater, I'd definitely go
Also,
check it
if
out.
you had a kid, like, it'd be a good one to show your kid.
Yeah, but you know what? This is one of those movies where you don't need a kid. It's just
Yeah, no, you
a
don't.
fun little adventure. With
Well, because the main character is like an adult, technically.
yeah, she
Yeah.
just turns 18, so it's a story about her and her pussy.
Whoa. Please clarify. Expound what you mean.
Oh,
Expound.
She's a fire crotch because
Whoa, what?
her
What?
pussy's Irish.
What the hell, Oz? Oz.
What? Didn't you see the same movie?
Oz, look. We should make this right real quick before we freaking get on somebody's list. Okay, like I'm telling you, I'm gonna turn you in if they hem me up. I'm letting you know right now. I'm gonna make all types of lies up about you, so I can go home.
You saw her. Look, that unicorn had a porn stash and a giant horn.
Oh Jesus. Okay, Mo, please help us before we
Scary.
listen. I don't know. Like we can't get demonetized, but I'm pretty sure they can anti-monetize us. Like we may have to start paying to like stream because we have pedophiles on our show, or I don't know what's happening.
She's 18. Wait. She's 18.
I mean, she is 18.
Well, legally, but it's still.
I'm saying, anytime you have to be like, well, she is 18, you're losing. I promise you.
I didn't say it wasn't
I
weird.
promise you. Anytime you mess around and be like, well, she's 18,
I
you're
didn't
losing.
offer her Jesus juice.
I'm just saying. I don't want to lose. I want us to win.
Look,
Moses,
she
help
has
us
a lot
win,
of
Mo.
trauma.
Help us win. Tell us some impressions of what you saw from Luck.
I'll make
Please
it
hurry
happen.
before.
All right, real quick. One of the negatives was, I'm not much for these kids movies like this. This one, when I saw the trailer, it felt like an more adult version of Monsters Inc. And that kind of intrigued me. But then I was like, once it came out, I'm like, I'm not watching this. And then you guys told me to, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna have time. But the pick system that the studio sent over for Green Lantern wasn't working, so they tried 3 times, and I'll get into that in that review. But so I ended up watching this. I had a little extra time then, and at first the animation, it was well animated, but the eyes looked like they weren't looking at anything, and that was off-putting. And then
Uncanny Valley kind of stuff, huh?
Yeah, it was weird, and especially because of the designs. But then once I saw the cute little leprechauns, and then the story started to get the ball rolling, I'm like, it's a cute story. I'm in. I have it on Apple TV Plus. I'll watch it, and then before I knew it, it was time for the show, and I didn't get to finish it. So, but yeah, I did. I was enjoying it a little bit, and it was a little funny. I didn't like guffaw, but I
guffaw.
Yeah. It was funny enough. I can see it being a streaming exclusive. Like that's the new direct to video in a sense. Sometimes
basically,
yeah. Not now with after pandemic and everything, you're getting better shit direct to video, but
I agree.
It's still kind of direct. This would have been probably streaming primarily before pandemic.
So let me ask this question. So Jay, Mo made the analogy to wait. What you saying?
No. Go ahead. No, sorry, my bad. No, go ahead.
No, I'm gonna come back to you. I promise. Like we could talk more about fire crotches, whatever you want to do. No, but Mo just made the analogy in regards to this, or the parallel, I should say, with this and Monsters Inc. And I'm sure a big part of that is the idea of you have like creatures that have jobs and they have like a little system and all that kind of stuff. What would you say, Jay, like is the big distinction between the movie Luck and a movie like Monsters Inc.?
Well, obviously there's focus. With the focus on Monsters Inc. obviously being on the monsters and their society, which is something it's different because we're learning about their world through them. What I'm trying to say is we're learning about their world through them. So they have to kind of show you the world and give you a feeling for how it works, but without straight up telling it to you or making it seem like the characters don't understand their own world. Luck, we're seeing it from the human vantage. So we, the audience, get to be told what's going on from the characters in the world. We're like learning with her.
Right.
So it's kind of like a different feel.
Right. So let me ask you this, Oz. Like, we're talking about, like Jay just brought up world building and how it is that you learn about the world through the main character who's being introduced to it as well. I know that, your general impression was like, oh, it's fine,
Go ahead.
What, I'm sorry, that she was what?
The pussy was black, but go ahead.
My question to you, Oz, is like this fool cracked himself up. He can't even talk. Look, my question to you, Oz, is: was there any? Did they do enough world building to kind of intrigue you at all? Because I hear you. You have a middle of the road kind of attitude about the movie, but was there any part of you that was like, oh, like I actually am a bit intrigued by how the world of Luck works?
Yeah, like I would still have questions, but that's just the analytical part of my brain that I try to shut off with alcohol when I do this show. I think they did a better job with just character development with the main character. And that's one of the things that made me enjoy the movie is it does kind of subvert at least my expectations. Like at one point she says if she had a physical manifestation of luck that she could hand to this child, she would. And then she gets it, and there's all these scenes of how great her life becomes, and it kind of like I was starting to think, oh, she's gonna turn, she's gonna change her mind, she's not gonna go through with it, but that wasn't it at all. Like she totally still intended to do this, and so they show you that this is a good person that just is in a bad situation, and the movie is about.
We've all known that person.
Yeah. And the movie is about her learning to deal with that too. Like where she is at the beginning of the movie and where she is at the end is you kind of you see how we get there, and it just makes it a good story. And in between that, you get to see this fantasy world that has dragons and leprechauns, and it explains why some people are lucky and some people aren't.
Right. No, and I will say that I feel like, which is, I forget, is it called the Land of Luck? Or what's it called?
Yeah, that's what the
Land of Luck. I think it's just called Luck, but it's the land. Because the other side is just called Bad Luck. Or BL in the common parlance.
Right. But I will say that,
the realm itself is the Land of Luck, and then there's the good side and the bad side.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So like the Land of Luck, I found interesting. And it was definitely like the main character I thought was a cool character too, and I agree with what you said, Oz, where it's like, it was cool to see her striving to help, like,
and
honestly, she was very altruistic.
I'm not sure where you're going, but the interesting thing about the Land of Luck is, first of all, the luck side just seems normal. It's just, like I don't see anything particularly lucky happening. But when you see the other side, like how they deal with in a world that like it's nonstop bad luck, that actually was more interesting than the luck side to me, anyway.
Now, but you don't see how the land of like the luck side of the Land of Luck is lucky. Like you don't see how these fools like they don't think about anything. They just do stuff and everything works out. Like you didn't see that?
Like they just step. They don't have to look where they're walking.
Right. And they're doing that on moving platforms.
And the way they show Sam, like just having that fear because she's never had the ability to just take a step freely in the real world, and then she creates her own bad luck there, where everything just just cogs in the machine, just working properly. All you got to do is take that step. She can't take that step. Like I felt like that was a really good concept, a really good way of expressing how that person like doesn't even realize she has good luck right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was definitely like a very cool and interesting thing. Like, I mean, just because, like, you know, especially like we live in a society in America where it's like, we don't ever really think about, like, we think about when people don't have good luck, we think about them not working hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you have bad luck because you didn't plan, or you didn't take into account what could happen. Like, we always blame people for their own circumstances, when it's like sometimes it's like there are some people that are a victim of circumstance. Like, it's like some people get born into bad situations.
Look at Curly from the Three Stooges. Like, he literally said, I'm a victim of circumstance. Yeah,
exactly.
But the thing is, it's really one of these things. Like when you think about luck, it's essentially a phenomena in the sense that the belief system that there's a good and bad luck instead of just chaos. You know, and it's just everything's random. But because us humans need some type of structured belief system to realize that we're okay even in death, then we have these little mini concepts like good luck and bad luck, and that's when that bullshit with like, oh, this person is not working hard enough even though he's just having bad luck, and it's like, Jay, I don't want to put your shit out there, but you said last show I did with you, you're like, hey, fuck this month. You had bad shit happen to your car. You had bad shit happen. Your TV died. All this shit, and it's like, Emily told me, it's like, how can we help Jay? And it's like, I don't know. Like, if I could, I would have a house for Jay, so he doesn't have to. We could just walk in and out and go to work, and that's it. Because there's certain, Joe has that thing where sometimes like the way that the bad luck attracts itself, like I've seen it happen to Jay, and it's definitely not a person like Jay. When Jay works, he works hard. Yeah,
absolutely, 100%.
So it's not like, when you have that concept of like, hey, this guy's not working. I don't see that with Jay, and it's like we just gotta, let's just clear the road for Jay.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Just gotta clear the road for Jay, and that's like the way I look at Jay, like a family member. That's it. It's like I can help him as much as I can. Some things are just not gonna work, no matter how much I put into it, but I'm here for him every step of the way. Yeah.
I agree 100%, man. It's a wild thing. Let me ask you all this, and like, I'm just gonna, I asked Jay this question, and I'm pretty sure, like, maybe he has an answer for me now, and hopefully maybe you two like have an answer, you, Oz, or Mo. But here's my thing. So you have the land of luck, right? Yeah. And you have like leprechauns in the land of luck. And you have, in good luck or whatever. Yeah. And then you have, and then you have like rabbits, right? And you're like, okay, you got rabbits. And then you have, like, you have a dragon, you have like a unicorn, like, and it's like, okay, like dragons definitely fit. Unicorns might be a little bit of a stretch, but nobody thinks of unicorns as unlucky. At the very least, they're like mythical or whatever, right? But what's up with all the pigs? Like, does anybody know? Like, are pigs lucky for some culture?
The pig is a symbol of prosperity, fertility, and lots of good luck. Swine farmers were known to always have food. Keeping pigs was a sure way of ensuring your family's well-being.
What culturally? Who thinks that way?
The origins of this belief can be found in the Middle Ages, when the animals were considered a sign of prosperity.
Oh, wow.
And the
thing go ahead, Mo.
But in the Middle Ages, like in Europe, that's what it was. Like, your pigs can find truffles, can find shit. Like, they were intelligent animals too, so you could use them for work, and they're delicious.
They are delicious. Everyone knows that about pigs. I was watching this whole movie and I was like, what is up with all these pigs? No, really, I was confused and I did not like. The funny thing is, I love history, and it's one of those things where I'm like, I've never come across that before, where people are like, oh yeah, when you have pigs, that means that you're in it. You're like, don't get me wrong, I understand that pig farmers are generally wealthy, but I've never heard anybody associate them with being lucky or, like Jay said, prosperous. I'm like, why are there all these pigs in this place?
I heard the story of two pig farmers, father and son, and they sabotaged. They were the biggest pig farmers in their area in Mexico, and they hated each other. They were each other's competition, and they infected each other's pigs because one of them wanted to be the pig king. And
why didn't they just collaborate?
Because they hated each other.
Greed. It's greed, man.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, so they would like spray dust on them to say like, "Oh, they got mange. Your pigs got mange," so people wouldn't buy those pigs. And that was a dude and his son.
That's crazy. I'm just like, that's the same team.
But that's the thing. It's like, it's Mexico, man. Like, it's greedy. People are greedy.
Wow. Wait a minute now. That feels very like you're making a big blanket statement there.
Well, look, that I don't want to get into geopolitics of cartels. But that's the real reason. But that's the real reason we're having a lot of problems with Mexico and the border right now, is because the government's greedy and the cartels are greedy, and the people suffer. So, and that's Mexico.
No, absolutely.
It's embedded in their culture. Like, they literally came looking for gold to Mexico, the city of gold. So, it's a country bred in greed. Like, America's a country bred in blood. Mexico's bred in greed.
Well, there it is. Okay. So, are you all ready to do some luck ratings? So, some lucky numbers? You all ready to give me some lucky numbers? Okay, Jay, give me a rating for luck.
I would give it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It sucks that people are hating it just because of the director.
What's wrong?
Who's the director?
What did the director do?
Yeah.
Sexual harassment he was accused of.
Oh yeah, that guy's an
So
asshole.
it's John Lasseter.
Wait, John Lasseter directed the movie?
Or produced.
Or he produced it? Oh, okay.
His name is on it.
Yeah. No, that's a different thing. Okay. Got it. So
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. Moses Magnum, why don't you give me a rating for luck?
Well, now that I know about John Lasseter's perviness, it explains why there's a black pussy in it.
Whoa, Jesus Christ!
Hey, you guys told me about it. I didn't know nothing about that sexual shit. No, but honestly, like, I really like the character design. I didn't finish the movie, so I can't give it a fair score. But as of now, 1 hour and 11 minutes in and 15 seconds, it is a 4. I love those leprechauns. Like, I would get every one of those on a little pop, like a little vinyl figure,
They probably have
Mhm.
Those the character designs are really, really well done. And you could, with the leprechauns, you could easily just make them all look the same. And they could easily be minions where they all look the same, but they don't, and they all have a distinct personality and a distinct voice, and I really like that.
Indeed.
Oscar. He has a friend who worked on Luck.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Did he do the hairs on the pussy?
Whoa. Like, okay. Listen, I'm just
rubbing
gonna
my
try to
dick
get through. I'm just trying to get. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Please put that away. Look. Put that thing away.
Well, maybe
Oz,
get the big one.
Oz, if you can just give me a score for Luck, I'd appreciate it. Thanks.
It's a good movie. Go watch it, especially if you don't have to pay theater prices. Yeah, I agree. It would have been direct to video or direct to streaming or whatever the kids are calling it these days. Just Apple TV and chill or whatever. I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to give Luck 3.75. Only because, like Mo was just talking about character designs, and I agree with him. Character designs of this movie are fantastic. The Leprechauns do, in fact, have their own designs and personalities. Whoopi Goldberg is in it as a standout, as the captain of the Leprechauns, in my opinion, when it comes to what's going on with the Leprechauns and whatnot. My only thing is you have the store manager that is like the black dude in the movie, and this is something that I might have to talk about it more at a later date potentially, but there's kind of like a black dude kind of like motif for these animated movies now. Like, if you put the store manager that happens to be a black dude, I think Lil Rel plays the or voices the character, if I'm not mistaken. If you put that guy in a lineup with, like, say, Miles Morales' dad from Into the Spider-Verse, like, hopefully they're both guilty, because probably both of them going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, same character design, and I'm pretty sure, like, I can't think of the other movies off the top of my head, but there's like at least one other, if not two other movies that aren't, like, none of these guys are the same character, but they got the same character design. Like these like top heavy, broad shouldered black dudes where it's like, I get it. You know what? Like, okay, like black guys can be athletic, but we're cookie cuttering black people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
at least this movie has other black characters in there that aren't, big broad.
I don't know if they count. Like, they're leprechauns. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like, that's the other part of it for, like, when they don't, there's a whole thing about, oh, we have black characters, but then they make them like frogs and like other like mystical, like they're always making black people not black people. and then when we are black people, they're like, well, you all look like this. So it's like, that's the whole thing where I'm just like, that's the only knock I had against the movie, where I'm just like, dude, like this guy looks like every like a black father figure type. And I'm just like, dude, why? He could have looked different, but somebody didn't want to like go to the effort. They're like, what's black people? What do black people look like? Miles Morales is that. So I'm like, okay, but that's the only reason. You should watch the movie.
I said, if you don't like that, you should watch Community.
I watched Community.
I know, but I'm talking about the audience.
Oh, yeah.
If you agree with Larry.
That's Miles Morales' dad, or is that the guy from Luck? Which one is that one?
That is Miles Morales' dad. I can't find a picture of the guy from Luck, but you are right. He does look like this.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm just like, which just, I was more making a joke. I know that's Miles Morales' dad because he's in the cop uniform. Like, I can tell them apart, but I'm sure that there are people out there that are like, I don't know. I mean, that's the black guy.
Heck says because everyone's based on Carl Winslow.
See, stop it. First of all, Carl Winslow, like, all these dudes are barrel chested, okay? You know what Carl Winslow is not?
He's barrel stomached.
Right, exactly, right. Carl Winslow, he looks like a cop, but like, the cop that you think of that's like, okay, he can't catch me.
Yeah.
and most of the time, that's a white dude, but Carl Winslow looks like the black version of the white cop that can't catch you. Like, like, he can't catch me. You know, look, Carl Winslow might be the cop that can catch you. You didn't realize he could. You're like, damn, this fool's fast for being that big.
Well, you know, black people have that extra bone in the ankle.
I was about to say, right? Like he got that black additional muscle in his calf. He's like, damn, this fool fast. That's why they keep winning all these Olympics. So anyway, okay. Next movie. Green Lantern, Beware My Power.
Oh, that's the guy who looked like the Miles Morales' dad. And
listen, I'm gonna mess around and if Jon Stewart had one of those mustaches, he might fit the the motif though. Like, don't get me wrong, I can't knock it though because obviously he has a superhero body. So it's like, you know, I guess that's what they're trying to go for a little bit. They want him to look like they're in shape, but I don't know.
Heck, he's talking about Carl Winslow that he ran in high school.
Right, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. Like that doesn't feel like, and who knows? That might even be in the show for all I know. I don't know.
I think
like,
it is.
I wouldn't believe. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. But anyway, so Green Lantern, Beware My Power. Oz, you think you good to talk about this joint?
yeah,
Like, just give us an overview.
yeah, it's a piece of garbage somebody wrote and threw a Green Lantern name on it and put it out there as some sort of animated movie without knowing the fuck anything about the characters.
I hated the cover. The cover.
You hated the cover?
The cover. I hate that fucking cover. Like I make the little thumbnail for our YouTube things, and I have to use art from it, and it's like the only art that really fits is the DVD cover or whatever, or the thumbnail on Amazon Prime, and that cover looks nothing like the animation. Like it doesn't represent anything of what the content is. And I had only seen the trailer. And I'm like, I don't like this cover at all.
Now, wait, when you say it doesn't represent anything of what the content is, you mean like the animation doesn't look like what the cover looks like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is fitting for a comic book adaptation. Like you want to make it like a comic book.
Right.
Have comics have like a J. Scott Campbell cover, and then it's like garbage art on the inside. You know? So, and that's kind of like what this is. Although I did like the art on the inside better than the cover.
Oh, so you like the animation better?
A little bit, but not by much. But anyway.
Okay, no, that's cool. Like
I didn't even get to watch it. I just stepped all over Oz's impression.
Oh, right. You're right. Okay, Oz, I'm sorry. Tell us about Green Lantern, Beware My Power.
It's supposed to be a Jon Stewart origin story, although they gave him Kyle Rayner's origin story. Sort of. Even that they screwed up. Horrible character design. I don't know why you take established characters and then think you can redesign them and make them better, because you can't. It's just a bad movie. I didn't enjoy it.
Okay.
Half the time. Oh my god, when Sinestro showed up, I almost threw the screen in the garbage.
Now
that would cost me
now, and I'm glad you were able to contain yourself. Let me ask you this question. You just mentioned character design and how terrible it is. Which characters did you feel had the bad character design?
Sinestro was the worst. I don't know why you need to give him a goatee. Like why change it? Sinestro just has the mustache. Like why give him a goatee? That was stupid. They changed his symbol, and I thought maybe they didn't have the rights to the symbol, but Alyssa had the symbol. Alicia, whatever. The chick with the book.
They called her Lisa in the movie, and I was like, her name is Lisa? I was like, I don't think her name is Lisa.
Yeah, I don't understand why they had to change his specific symbol. On top of that, they make him Parallax's bitch. Like that's not he's not subservient to Parallax. He's like he gets possessed by Parallax. And he's like, nah, I'm in control. Fuck you. You can't. No, you don't tell me what to do. I'm Sinestro, bitch. you're my entity or whatever.
You're my entity.
And he's not gonna bow down to fucking somebody else with the entity. They screwed over Sinestro. They didn't do Jon Stewart any favors by giving him Kyle Rayner's story, and even that they kind of messed up. Like, why Hal Jordan goes crazy is a tragic tale. That's like, it's amazing if you actually read the books on what happens, why he goes nuts, and they just kind of there's this little bug went in him and made him crazy, and then he's got godlike powers. No, I hate this story.
Oh, I'm sorry, Oz. I apologize. I didn't mean to subject you to this, Oz. I apologize. Sit tight, Oz. Sit tight. Like, look, keep the faith, brother. It's gonna be okay. Oh, what are you saying? What are you saying there, Mo? Like, hold on. We gotta focus on Mo for a second. Here we go.
No. You don't have to do that. It's just read some fucking comics.
It looked better.
Oh, it's all white.
Yeah. Wow, that's the message of this show.
There it is.
I couldn't figure out how to do it as an overlay to spin while Oz was talking.
I say it at the end of all my videos.
Yeah, but that's really what it boils down to. Like, looking at the cover and I guess I'll do my impression now. The studio sent over 3 different copies. The last one finally worked. This fucking pick system that the studio sends over so you can so you don't bootleg shit. And the last one had no audio, so they basically just sent me a bunch of key art and shit to look at to give some kind of overview or review of it. But all I could really judge is the art, because I didn't get to watch it, and the art looked okay, but the animation looked like something like cheap Adult Swim shit, and it's kind of like when Heck says right here, like, did WB Discovery write it off for taxes? Like, it feels like that's all it's good for, But again, I don't know any of the story, and from what I hear, it's like, it's just one of those moments. It's like, just read fucking comics.
Okay. 12-ounce mouse, and it's not quite that bad.
What does that mean?
12-ounce mouse is an Adult Swim show with very cheap, bad animation.
But it is like Powerpuff Girls animation, right?
I wouldn't say that.
It's a little bit better, but back to the story. It is Kyle Rayner's origin story, but then they
not really though.
Really. Like, that's exactly how. Okay, it didn't take place in the back of an alley. Sure, Ganthet didn't meet Kyle Rayner in the back of an alley and put a ring on it. I get that.
But Ganthet doesn't die.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. They messed it up. And in this movie, and by the way, we're assuming it's Ganthet because they don't actually say his name. But
they show it in the credits.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
I was done with it at that point. But even like when Ganthet does that, it's interesting. And I was mad when they retconned it in the comics, actually, because he just shows up on Earth. Kyle Rayner's right there, and he's like, I guess you'll have to do. Like, that's literally what he says. I guess you'll do.
Yeah.
And like with in this story, like, he knows Jon Stewart's name. Like, here's Jon Stewart. I've been looking for you. And I'm sitting there like, the fuck does he know who Jon Stewart is? Like, the Rings don't even know the name of the chosen one. They just, until they get close enough that they can say, oh, hey, there's somebody there, and then they go. Like, it's dumb. He's wearing that stupid coat the whole time.
Well, look, and it's interesting that you say that, because I feel like Jay said the same thing to me when I asked him about it beforehand, right? You didn't like the coat either, right?
The coat? I don't remember disliking it.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember saying anything about the coat.
I didn't like when Hal Jordan loses his
Oh.
ring and gets naked.
Well, listen, I will say.
I did enjoy that.
Like that's some Ryan Reynolds shit right there, man.
It is some Ryan Reynolds stuff. You're right, and the funny part is that maybe I'm thinking about Oz a week ago or the
I
week
mentioned
before.
the coat because I just seen pictures of it. I hadn't actually seen it last week.
Oh, okay. So maybe that's what it was. Now, what I will say is this: is while I watched it, I was just like, and I'm not saying that. Oh, I want the coat to be there, mind you. It made sense for why the coat was there to me, just because this guy wasn't a Green Lantern or trying to be a Green Lantern. And like you could see the symbol, but that's because and I'm not saying this is the way it should work, but the way that they were portraying it in this particular animated movie was like, oh, they put like when you get the ring on, they're like, oh, we made a Green Lantern costume for you under your clothes. So he has a Green Lantern symbol that you can see because of what happened in the movie, but it's not like this is the Green Lantern costume. Like it's literally the clothes he was wearing beforehand, and you can see the Green Lantern symbol because his shirt got torn because it's under his clothes. And I'm not saying that makes sense. I'm just saying like that was what they did. So I wasn't as like I was expecting this coat to be a weird thing where it's like, okay, this fool has a Green Lantern costume, but he's wearing a jacket over it, like almost like how Gambit wears his trench coat, where he has like this superhero costume under it and then a random trench coat on top.
But that has a better explanation.
Does it?
Yeah, because he's a thief and an assassin. Like he's part of both guilds.
See,
No,
and
but
I could go with you, Lawrence. Except once you get to Hal Jordan, it implies that like it's that thing is skin tight. That there's nothing underneath. So it implies that it just goes over his skin, and he just happens to be put on some clothes over it.
No, but see, that's like this is where I would disagree, because the difference between Hal Jordan and John Stewart is John Stewart wasn't trying to be a Green Lantern. This ring came upon him, and he was wearing clothes, and then they put a Green Lantern suit over him. Hal Jordan had been a Green Lantern. So this fool's like, oh, I don't need any clothes. I make clothes with my ring so he can feel fancy and free. And now that he's like, oh, well, I'm just trying to make sure this ring doesn't get snatched. He sends it off, and now I'm naked because all my clothes are constructs. And which is like the ultimate commando. He's like, not only am I not wearing underwear, I'm not even wearing real clothes, goddamn. These are all constructs. Which I was a little jealous of, because I was like, damn, you know what? If I had a Green Lantern ring, I might do that too. Like,
Well,
it's
I
not
think about Venom. Like
right. It's like, if I can feel naked, but look clothed, I might do that.
And
Like,
I always kind of wondered about that. Which
Right,
I know,
it's
like in the movie Ren, it's in the future, and they have holographic clothes.
Right.
And
That's
it's
what I'm
like,
saying.
if I could wear holographic clothes and like save on storage space, like I think I would do
Dude.
it.
a lot
One-
of purging.
100%. Like, if I could walk around naked, but nobody sees me naked,
We got to do
I
that
think-
for monetization, Larry. We got to invent
I think
that.
I'm good.
Think of it like an NFT holographic band shirt. Like that's just
Wait,
your.
what?
I can just put an overlay so it looks like a shirt, and then we just kind of stand in the right position.
Well, Oz is Harry. He's wearing clothes under his clothes already.
I
That's
was
not
got,
a real sweater.
a fight coat of fur. Is that what you're saying?
Oz is like he's wearing a thermal under everything.
Oz is like Nightcrawler.
He's fucking, he's like a Mormon. It's like his magic underwear.
Mormon, he has magical underwear.
Yeah, you can't take it off.
No, but this is what I'm saying. It's like if you
As
can,
he drinks, he's like, yeah, he's right.
I mean, yeah.
I walked in
If
on
you
all
can-
naked, and I didn't know he was naked. I thought he
it's
was.
like-
I thought he was CeeLo.
Oh, that's too funny, man. But that's what I'm saying. It's like if you could feel naked but look clothed, there's very few of us that would like pass that up. Because most of us like to feel naked. We don't want to look naked, but we want to feel naked.
I can agree somewhat with that.
You
I
don't feel.
I want to look naked too.
Well, hey,
Well, you're the
Listen.
nudist of the group, so
Yeah.
I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong for it. I'm just saying if you want to look naked too, then do what you do, man. Listen.
it is.
I'm just saying. What's Heck talking about?
He says so. This construct logic makes Jon Stewart's costume make no sense because he should have had no costume, and he would have had to construct unless the ring is like, I feel your shame, Jon Stewart. Shield your shame.
They just don't understand the rings. Like he gets the ring and immediately like has like a list of assignments. Like you got to stop these genocides going on in this part of your sector. It's like,
But plus, isn't like
that's important, right?
you got to you got to go to training first. First thing you should do is take you to Oa.
Yeah, but
Right.
it's dead.
Right, but the ring still takes you to Oa. Now you show up and everybody's dead. That's a
No.
different story. But the ring,
But that's the
ring
thing,
is-
though. But no,
if Oa's
the
dead,
ring
the
is
ring's
smart.
not going to assign you to do these tasks that have nothing to do with Oa. If Oa's dead, ring's going to say, "Hey, something's wrong with Oa. Go over there."
I don't agree
But
with
it was
that.
like 5
I think-
genocides.
Right, and it's like, what does going to Oa get you?
Training. That's the home base.
From who? Everybody's dead.
Obviously, the ring didn't know that.
I think it does, though. That's the whole thing. The ring.
Chip is dead.
Look,
They show they show you Guy Gardner's dead body.
Oh, man.
everybody's
That really
dead.
pissed me off.
Look, listen, and that's the whole thing where, like, look, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not
He'll be
saying this
back.
movie, but
With the Black
Wait,
Lantern. With the
wait, what? Oh,
he'll be back during Blackest Night.
Now, why are we even like CJ? Why would you do this? Why would you pollute this? The pool's already muddy, and Jay's like, let me put some toxic waste in. Like, whatever, man.
Wow, let's put a big brown shark in it.
Right? Like, but anyway, and that's the whole thing where it's like, don't get me wrong. Let me say this. I want to say this 100%. Oz, for you as a Green Lantern fan, I feel for you because this joint is not made for like hardcore Green Lantern fans by any means. It's not. They're just like, oh, like it is definitely like a fast and loose interpretation of the Green Lantern lore. And that sucks because especially if you're a big time fan, they're like, you don't want anybody playing fast and loose with the mythos. And I can definitely like relate to that, especially being like an X-Men fan, because I feel like every interpretation of anything we've ever gotten that's not the comics plays fast and loose with X-Men lore. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. What I am saying though is this is not like a bastardization of what Green Lantern is, and I was kind of expecting it to be, but I was like, I mean, there's some parts of it that I'm like, this sucks, and there's some parts of it where I'm like, that's all right, you know, but it's not a bastardization. Oh, geez, what? Like Tiger Claw hit us with the prologue to War and Peace. What's Tiger Claw talking about?
But he says, are you sure it's a good idea going around naked and relying on the ring to create your clothes? What if the ring runs out of power after you forgot to recharge it? The construct of the clothing will disappear and everyone will see you naked.
And Tiger Claw, you are correct. However, this is what being an adult is, right? Like if you're the person that lets your phone like die like every 3 days, then yeah, you shouldn't do that because you know you don't understand how to like plug your phone in.
With modern
But it
phones, like, you shouldn't have a dead phone. Like the batteries
listen.
run so well, and there's so many like charging stations and. Like,
Nah, but here's the thing. It doesn't even matter about modern phones. Like whether look, you should understand how your phone works. And it's look, here's the thing. It's one thing if your phone like right now, we all know how relatively important our phones are, right? In this day and age. It's like if you need your phone, then you need to make sure your phone is charged. Now, here's the other thing. What I'm saying is if your phone happens to be fundamentally attached to your clothing, you should doubly make sure that your phone is charged, right? Like I'm just saying, like if you know that you're gonna get like be like potentially liable for indecent exposure, then you plug your phone in every night, right? Is that here's the thing, like nobody's phone, whether you're talking about a phone from like the newest phone that came out like last month, or you're talking about a phone that's like 5 years old, like nobody's phone dies in a day. So all you gotta do is plug it in at night. That's it. So it's like if you can't plug your phone in at night and make sure it works, or you can't take the time to make sure your phone is plugged in the morning so that you get a decent enough charge so you're not naked by noon, then you're failing.
like this day and age, you can just live with your phone on 20%. Like you just charge it up to 20%. Like there's enough resources to keep your phone at 20% nonstop.
I feel that. I feel that like you can bum a charger off of somebody. I hear that.
Yeah.
Hex says Mayor obviously doesn't run music off YouTube during the day.
Nah, he's a title man.
It's 100% true. Like I don't do that. Like
Yeah.
like what are you
Who
doing?
does
Like why are
that?
you
You're
like
pathetic.
why are you running music off of
Apple
YouTube?
Music, you know?
Like why don't you have like off of YouTube?
It's the easiest way to find the songs I want to hear.
You haven't tried anything else. Like Jay, I think you actually have Amazon Music.
I don't have I have Amazon, but not Music Unlimited. Because the music you get with Prime, there's the music you get with Prime and the music you get with Unlimited. I'm Prime.
Yeah. And
I'll be honest,
Jay has very eclectic taste.
Finding shit on Amazon Music is an absolute shit show. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but Jay, like, look, you gotta hedge your bets here, man. Like, you can't say that like you said that like again. You have eclectic taste, Jay. Like, it's hard for you to find what you're looking for on Amazon Music. For most people, whatever they want to hear is there.
No, but their
No,
interfaces are
that's
shit.
not-
Like
one, that's
Amazon
not true.
interfaces like aren't the easiest one to navigate.
The Amazon interfaces are just not that good, and they're trying. I know they've been working with the video app and trying to make that not suck. But
I mean, if you're saying Amazon's UI isn't top notch, I'll give you that. But what I'm saying is, the music they want, the music most people want to hear is there, right?
okay, so let me give you an example. I was in the mood for some Rob Zombie.
Or you can answer my question.
Let the man speak.
I mean,
I
I'm
was in the
saying,
mood
okay.
for some Rob Zombie, Shake Your Ass, Smoke Your Grass. Super popular song.
Okay.
Lots of people would love to hear it. So I search, and it gives me the artist and then some albums. And then I click on the album, and that's Music Unlimited. So I find the single, no, that's Unlimited. So I have to go to the artist, then go to the album, then the song, and then that one is Prime. So it's like, for fuck's sake, just
Like Amazon
give me
should
what
know.
to play.
Amazon,
So
should, Amazon should know what tier J is and give him what he can use.
wait, but what I'm saying is, ultimately, what you're saying is the song you wanted was there, but you had to go like
It might as well
you
not.
had You had to jump through. What?
Well, his
That's not
comment.
What I'm saying is,
his comment was
exactly what I
the
said.
easiest way.
It is a shit show. Finding what I want to listen to is a shit show. Going through
that's the
all
name
of that is a shit show. It is there. It is a shit show trying to get to it.
That's
You can't
the
see
name
my
of our
hand
company.
gestures right now, but I'm making them to accentuate my point.
Okay,
But
so
bring them higher, Jay. Bring your hands higher, Jay. You don't know what to do with your hands. Bring
Be
them up.
Italian. Be
I'm too
Italian.
old for that. I can't reach that high
He's
anymore.
my shoulder joints hurt. He's like He's like
Firecrawl's asking how long does it take to recharge a ring? 5 seconds.
I mean, as quickly as you can say the oath, right?
Yeah, in fact, saying the oath, they discovered or retconned whatever that the saying the oath was kind of like a way to time, so you know how long it takes to recharge your ring.
It's like washing your hands to the EPCs to get
Yeah.
rid
So Jay, what were your impressions of Beware My Power?
Initially, I was just thinking this wasn't as interesting as First Flight.
I can see that.
Then it was like, it's fine. And then Sinestro came, and then his head was like way too big.
Sinestro does have a big head, though.
Yeah, but it seemed bigger in this. Like,
Goatee.
It's what? What'd you say, Oz?
It's the goatee. It ruins everything.
It's the goatee. The goatee makes the head look bigger.
and yeah, and then it's fine. It's got some decent action. I like seeing Adam Strange again, kind of. I mean, they made it interesting. And I don't know, it's interesting enough, I guess. But I know the ending really drags.
I would agree with you on that.
That was like, that could have been shortened down.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I feel that.
Derek says, all I'm hearing is someone jumping through hoops to solve a problem they're having.
Wait, what happened now?
To not solve a problem.
Oh, to not solve a problem they're having.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's in regard to
that's
Amazon
what I
Music,
said.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Made the Mexican Green Lantern oath.
What is it? Put that in chat, Jay.
Through brightest day and fattest ass, this ring needs a hella gas. Let all evil back the fuck up. Green Lantern's here, bitch. Amen.
I want to disagree, but I don't know if I can. That's pretty funny. There
was one more thing. I was a little disappointed, even though I know it's not a part of his origin. I was a little disappointed that we don't get into his dead sister.
Jon Stewart's dead sister?
Yeah.
Why were you disappointed by that?
I just enjoy it.
I didn't like that they started off with the military PTSD. Because when Jon Stewart first got the ring, he was all gung ho. It wasn't. In fact, it was actually losing a planet that gave him PTSD. Like, that's when he started really, really thinking about, do I need to be doing this still? And he almost went parallax on everybody too.
Right.
So it's a little bit after that where he loses his power, right?
Yeah, for a little bit.
And then he has to remember his dead sister in order to get it back.
I'm telling you, this movie does Jon Stewart a huge disservice.
He thought she was a dog at first.
Wait, what?
Okay, we're getting into some deep.
And that's that mosaic, that Green Lantern mosaic run, right?
That was his version of snapping was when he created Mosaic World. I don't remember if he created it or just ran it.
No, he ran. I think he just ran it, but that was a great series.
Yeah, I tell you, this movie does Jon Stewart a disservice by making him Kyle Rayner and Happy, basically.
I mean, but Kyle Rayner and Happy, is that what you said? Or
Well, Kyle Rayner is more of a Happy character,
right?
and
You said Kyle Rayner unhappy? Is that what you said?
No, Kyle Rayner, and also on top, making Jon Stewart a Happy character.
But this movie doesn't make him a happy character, right?
Yeah,
I think it does.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, there were some standout parts. Mainly when he's doing the training, and he's like, "Hey, it's like a video game," and he's like having fun putting shit together, and it's like it's a little off-putting.
Wait, so that was
big Kyle Rayner shit.
That was Jon Stewart happy to you all?
To me, at least.
Compared to the Jon Stewart I know from the comics, yeah.
The Jon Stewart that stood in front of Congress just 2 weeks ago.
I said happy. I meant well adjusted.
Okay. I mean, okay. I guess. I just like, there's no part of this that makes me feel like this fool's happy. And that's probably my biggest criticism of the whole thing, to be honest with you, because you have Aldous Hodge that plays Jon Stewart, right? And this guy is like, he's a good actor, like, or at least,
I mean, has he been in anything good?
Yeah,
well, I'll say I'm not criticizing the acting in this. I'm criticizing the story itself.
Oh, I'm criticizing the acting.
Like Aldous Hodge, like, I mean, I think the thing that most people would probably know him from is Leverage, like that TV show Leverage. He's like the black guy in that. And yeah,
he's not that guy. It's good.
That's what I'm telling you. It's like the dude can act and he's great. Now, here's what I will say to you is just because you're a great actor and you have ability doesn't mean that you're a good voice actor. Because there's a difference between being on a set and like messing around and having like people to play off of and being in a booth alone having to deliver these lines.
By the way,
a lot of the time they are, not every time.
Aldous Hodge.
Yeah.
I'll just put it out there. Be a pretty badass live action Jon Stewart.
No, 100%. He would kill live action Jon Stewart. Like, he has a great look.
I don't know what he looks like.
You've never seen Leverage?
He was the guy in Supernatural that broke Sam's neck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was that. Yeah.
He looks like Miles Morales' dad.
You're so dumb. I hate you for that, Oz. Damn it. I wish I could punch him. But what I will say is this, is the dude is a great actor and he's very talented. And what I will say is not every voice acting job is alone in a booth. But let me put it like this. When they have all the... Huh?
I was thinking somebody else. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, when you have everybody, like when you have a cast of voice actors being able to be in the same room and play off of each other when the conversations are natural, like they can look at somebody and be like, yeah, like that's usually something that they usually highlight it because it's not the norm. It's usually like a thing where you can be like, oh, like this is something we can highlight because it doesn't happen often. And that's the thing for me. Like, I feel like the biggest criticism of this whole thing is like, this feels like Hodge was alone in a booth and he was like flat the entire time. which is weird to me because, like, you know, for you all to be like, oh, this feels like happy Jon Stewart. I'm like, what moment in this joint did he feel happy to me? Because or did he feel happy to you all? Because he felt like he was flat the entire time. And there are points in the story that actually it makes sense for him to feel that way, and it worked. And then there are points where it's like, this guy should actually be a little bit more, like, not necessarily worked up. Like, he doesn't have to be, like, extra animated. But, like, he's taking this in way too much stride. Especially for being a guy where it's like, this guy wasn't a Green Lantern before. You know what I'm saying? This fool went to, like, 3 different planets. And at no point was he like, whoa, I'm on an alien world. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that he has to say that, but that can be conveyed with whatever else he is saying on the alien world. You know what I mean? Whereas, like, okay, like some subtext. But he read everything like, oh, this is just what's happening next. And it's like, okay, well, listen. If you're going to visit 3 alien planets and you've never been off-world before, but you're not going to, like, there's no type of, like, it doesn't have to be wonder. It can be fear. It can be anxiety. It can be whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this fool felt flat over 3 worlds. This fool's in the battlefield on an alien during an alien war. And we've already established he has PTSD, but that didn't feel like it factored in the entire time this fool was on the battlefield in space. This fool's in space. I'm like, this is crazy, man. And I'm just like, I don't understand, like, how, like, that doesn't factor into the performance at all. Like, okay, well, maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I think I do. So that was my disappointment.
We should probably rate.
You're right. Oz, I'm going to go to you first. Actually, you know what? No, that's not true. I'm sorry. I apologize. No. Listen, don't feel bad. I'm going to go to Mo first because Mo didn't actually get to see it. Oh, he took his ring off. He took a Green Lantern ring off. I'm sorry, Oz. He's like, I've got a bare-ass chest with my torn shirt. No, Mo.
His winter clothes.
Right. Mo, I know you didn't actually...
my nipple.
I know you didn't actually get to see it, Mo. So, just your impressions from, like, if you want to, whether you want to rate the review or what you did get to see.
What I did see was the cover art, and I saw some key art and a sizzle reel of the animation. Animation looked cheap, and it flowed. It didn't have the frame rate issues that other of these DC had. It flowed good, but it just it very outliney, and it didn't fit. And I hated the cover. So if I were to judge it just on that, it's like a 2. But really, all I can really do is judge your review, and your review can give me a little more. I'd give you a review of it. You guys's review of this would be about a 4, because I kind of know what I'm getting. I know if I'm a Green Lantern fan, or I have enough knowledge of Green Lantern expectations, I know here I can pretty much take it or leave it. So you save me some money, even if it's just a rental on Prime or
there it is.
$1 Blu-ray. So I do feel you guys did a good job of explaining to me whether I should buy it or not.
Just for the record, Moses, I believe that the grammatically correct term for what you're looking for is use. YOUSE. Use guys' review.
Use guys' reviews. Okay.
There it is. Use. Oz, what would you rate Green Lantern Beware My Power?
If you don't know anything about Green Lanterns, 2, because you're still not going to know anything about Green Lanterns. You might know the Oath. If you're a Green Lantern fan, especially if you're a Sinestro fan, then half.
Damn. All because of the goatee, guys? Because the goatee?
It's not the goatee. It is the goatee. It's a combination thing. It's the goatee. I understand they're trying to make him look like Satan. I get it. But you're wrong.
Wait, Satan has a goatee?
Yeah, traditionally he's got a goatee. Like if you look
Got
at
it.
Sinestro's face in this, like staring you down, you get the impression of Satan. He just needs the horns. The wrong symbol on his chest, the wrong costume, period.
Yeah.
And he's a little bitch.
And it's wrong on the cover
Big.
too, right? Like the Sinestro on the cover, like looks wrong. Like,
I have to see the cover again.
Listen, I will say real quick that I didn't get to mention it beforehand, but I do feel you where it's like the Yellow Lantern character designs are really weird because like they literally like decide to have like instead of making the costumes yellow with black accents, they decided to make basically all the costumes black with yellow accents, which is weird because it's like they're yellow lanterns. Like, why is everybody like in all black with like a little tinge of yellow?
There's like 3 of them. I wasn't even sure they were actually yellow lanterns.
100%. I was with you on that. Where I was like, is that like Despero? Like, I was like,
Despero. That's interesting. But yeah, and Sinestro in the cover image. I mean, look, you can see the lantern symbol. It circles again. I don't know what it is with these animators. They love these circles. and the goat. And he actually looks better in this image than he does in the movie. But
yeah,
it's cover art, and the goatee still bugs me.
Yeah, no, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing. So I'll give you that 100%.
Yeah, I don't like a Sinestro that bows to anybody. Especially Hal Jordan.
Okay. That's fair. Jay, what would you rate Green Lantern Beware My Power?
I would give it a 3. Like, I definitely didn't enjoy it my first watch through, but it was a little better on the second viewing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a little better on the second viewing, and it's no First Flight,
right?
And honestly, there are so many other Green Lantern stuff that does it better, like the Green Lantern cartoon or the Green Lantern stuff in Young Justice, the old DC animated Justice League.
Yeah,
has some really great Green Lantern stories. This was fine, I guess. Not great.
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna watch First Flight again.
That's fair. As for myself, I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I liked it more than I think everybody else here, but I can definitely see all of the downsides. Like like I don't know that any of the criticisms so far are unfair outside of the goatee. I don't think the goatee is a big deal, but but I'm not that big of a Sinestro fan, I guess. I'm a fake ass Green Lantern fan, according to Oz. No, but the reality is there are definitely some choices made here that I just don't understand, whether you're talking about Green Lantern lore, Green Lantern character design, like just in general. There were a lot of weird choices. But there's some good ones too. And the story wasn't uninteresting, even though I can agree 100% that it does lag at the end, like, which is weird because the climax should be like the most interesting part, but it was not for me. It was definitely like I was more intrigued in the beginning with what was happening and in the middle than I was at the end. So that's not a good look. So 3.5 out of 5. All right. Y'all ready to get into some TV? Oh no! Actually, no! Actually, no! We should stick with Green Lantern, right? You want to do the comic? Dark Crisis?
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the comic.
It'll be a quick review.
Right. Let's stick with the comic and the Green Lantern theme. Let's do Dark Crisis.
Review.
Like
Review.
Well, not like that, but like.
There it is. Look, Oz, you have it up. tell us about Dark Crisis, World Without the Justice League, Green Lantern.
Okay,
Look, start with why that long ass title is necessary.
Yeah, look, slight preview to my review. Oh my god. So I didn't actually want to throw it, sorry. Yeah, Dark Crisis, Worlds Without a Just blah 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 blah. So Dark Crisis is the latest event for DC, and they say like it started with the death of the Justice League, but they didn't really die. And this book actually tells you they didn't die. I haven't actually read the Dark Crisis books. They're on issue 3. I have them literally right in front of me, and I haven't had a chance to read them. But they obviously don't die. Because this, according to this book, Pariah like gives them, like puts them in the Matrix or something like that. And so this book, the reason why I'm not happy with it is because you see the giant Green Lantern stuff here. I expect in the cover and all that. I expected this to be just the Green Lantern book, also featuring Hawkgirl, but only half this book is a Green Lantern story. The other half is a Hawkgirl story. So that already was a little bit off-putting, and it's just a glimpse into John Stewart's I guess his own little world or wherever Pariah put him to sideline him. One of the things that usually bugs me is when there's a crisis and one of the Green Lanterns gets taken out, and I'm like, well, there's 3,600 of them. I don't know how, like, why is there still not 6 of them from Earth at least? Why isn't there a Green Lantern on the scene? I don't think that's the case with Dark Crisis. Again, without having read it, I think the cover to issue 3 is Hal Jordan about to attack Pariah. That's the cover, though. Who knows whether it has any kind of accuracy.
Right.
This is a glimpse into, I guess, a utopian world for John Stewart, and it's really just him trying to be Clark Kent in Smallville, building a fence, and he thinks highly of himself because the actual Green Lantern Corps is like getting their butt kicked, and like, hey, John Stewart, we need you, and he becomes like the Guardian, which is another hero, I thought. But he becomes like awesome Green Lantern and just murders the villains, and then goes back to his farm where like his mom is like, hey, I realize your sister has been a child for like 20 years now. What's up with that? And so they talk about that for a little bit, and then it becomes a Hawkgirl story. Really unrelated. And yeah, there's the cover for Dark Crisis 3, which I think that's the book I actually have.
That's the High Evolutionary, right? Oh, it's not? My bad.
It's Dark Pariah.
Oh. Okay.
Which you would have seen if you would have read Superman Space Age.
What?
Really?
Wait, Dark
Pariah shows
Dark
up.
Pariah's in Superman Space Age?
I don't believe that.
That's regular Pariah.
Listen, so okay, Oz, thank you for that. Listen, like, thank you for that summary, and I will tell you, like, 100%, like, I'm realizing probably much later than the rest of the Fantastic Forum that your superpower is to make anything seem much smaller than it actually is. Because I'm just like, damn, like, he messed around and made
my dick. Put him somewhere.
I'm happy to say no. Oh, please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Thank you.
He calls that him Barbara.
Jesus, man. We're never going to get monetized.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
freedom. We're not tied to late capitalism.
Right, exactly. But I look, I want to say, oh, Oz, man, you're so wrong, but I don't know if I could do that honestly.
I
So,
mean, nobody could ever do that.
Jay.
Oh.
Oh no, Mo, go ahead.
No, Jay, to go ahead.
Oh,
Be my.
so yeah, the Dead Sister is back, which, I mean, it's just kind of awesome. Like, because of course, if you have your own world, you just bring your dead sister that you killed back to life.
And
So, I
she
mean, that
never
was
ages.
interesting for me.
And she never ages a single day, ever.
And
Well, she's
she's
not
a
a real
conduit.
person. She's like
Yeah,
a construct.
a construct and a conduit to the rest of the Green Lantern. Like, it was
She's
creepy, but cool.
She's the central power battery. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is the battery.
So yeah, that was cool seeing her again. And I honestly enjoyed the Hawk Girl story.
No, it's a good
Is it
story.
really?
It's just
Is
Green
it a
Lantern
good story?
book.
Like, is it a good story? Like, it's not like who searches, who travels for the vase of mortality.
Someone who lived thousands of years.
Look,
Right, but
I-
there's only like 2 people on Earth. Like, why would a whole civilization make a vase of mortality?
Now, I get what you're saying. Why would it be so guarded? Like, I get that. There was a lot of
And it's guarded by dead people who aren't dead.
And then Pariah laughs because he's like,
I
y'all dumb.
immortality is something I think about often.
Yeah, I do.
Immortality. Yeah, but not mortality. You don't think about mortality often.
No, I think of
When I
mortality.
think about, like, if I was immortal, I mean, I'm probably gonna get to a point where I get like so fucking bored that I just want to stop.
Yeah.
Or there could be a catastrophe. Like, if we haven't made it into space in the next, I forgot how many billions of years, when the sun goes supernova, then I'm just going to be free floating in space for like ever. Like, I'm not going to want to do that.
You know what?
And then I
if
get
you
stuck
think
on
like
some gas giant, and then I'm just fucking stuck there for life. Like, no, I'm going to want a way to end it when I want to.
that, Jay, look, if you're thinking like that, all these concepts you're talking like they're valid. I appreciate what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Read fucking Sandman. Don't read this shit. Like,
I mean,
or at least watch the rest of the series. Like,
I'm going to do it
you know,
in September.
yeah, because you can definitely like the concept of mortality and immortality. Like, I mean, there's an issue with this whole concept, like that you see with Hawk Girl in Sandman, but it's Element Girl, and she's praying for death because she cannot die. It's not in the show. But it's Element Girl because of her time in the Doom Patrol and all that. Like, she's like, nothing can kill me. Like, I'm made of poison, and you know, I need death, like the gift of death. Yeah.
Quick aside. Does the what we do see in the show, that character is not the same character but with Element Girl, right? That's a different thing. That like
Which
there's in episode 6, you do have an immortality kind of thing happening with a character from the show. Is that's not Element Girl doesn't take the place of that character in the show, right? That's like its own character, right?
Yeah, no. That's his own
Okay,
character.
cool. Yeah. I'm just making sure. Because here's the thing. It's so funny because you say it like that, Jay, and like and Mo said what he said, and I'm 100% like in my mind, like, and keeping in mind that you all know me, like whether you know I'm mostly talking to the three of you, but the audience, if you're listening to Fantastic Forum right now, you probably know me well enough too. And if you've seen episode 6 of Sandman, I feel like this character in that episode, I feel 100% like I would be that person, where basically you're like, you'll be begging for death in a lifetime. and me's just messing around and being like, no, actually, I'm good. I just want to see stuff happen.
So
And it's
that
like,
Larry, that character in Sandman, like in the show, is like almost verbatim the comics. So
right.
That Gatling, and then, dude, like, spoilers for the comic, like he attends Morpheus's funeral, and he's like, dang. Like, and then he finally gets like he goes to a Renaissance fair and is like, you know what, this Renaissance is a distillation of my culture. I'm ready to-
Y'all culturally appropriating my Renaissance. Like I remember what this was actually like. Y'all some
so you see him
fake
throughout
ass.
the whole series, like dodging death. I'm only spoiling this because look, the show might not get a second season. So, but that Gatling character, when he finally sees death, it's like the greatest day of his life. But it's not even like, oh, I'm bored of this. It's just like, what's there's no point to anything. Like he becomes a novelist. Yeah.
And this is the whole thing where I'm just like, I could I watched that episode and I was just like, dude, I'm feeling this so much. Like to the point where I put it into our group chat where I'm like, dude, episode 6. I was like, dude, this joint is hitting on every cylinder as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm like, I could totally see myself where I'm just like, because some things are just like, it's not even about like, oh, I want to live forever. I just want to see what happens next.
Yeah.
Just to like, I feel like I could totally be in that pocket. And that's where like, like going back, of course, to like that story where I'm reading this Hot Girl story and I feel 100% where Oz is coming from, because I like, and understanding that I haven't been reading Dark Crisis. And I suspect, I don't know, but I suspect that every Dark Crisis has like a main character that they feature. Or I'll say this, every Dark Crisis World Without the Justice League, like this whole like concept of like Pariah's putting all these Justice League characters into like a world that they'll feel comfortable in. And he's drawing power from them, because that's like the whole if you read the thing at the beginning, that's basically the concept. Pariah is putting people like I said, they're putting him in the Matrix, and they're using them as he's using these people as batteries, right? Okay, that's the concept. John Stewart feels comfortable in this world where he has done these things, and he's like, yeah, like Oz mentioned, he's like Superman, I guess, or Smallville, whatever. And then Hot Girl, the same thing. This is a place where she feels comfortable because she's like, oh, I want death. But I read this Hot Girl story and I'm just like, really? Like, you're like this bored already? Like everything feels the same, and it's like I'm looking at this joint like, dude, you kind of don't appreciate what's happening around you, like. Because it's like, yeah, you've experienced the same thing over and over again. And I'm not saying that's not true, because it's like there's some fundamental human things that are going to happen that, like, the more things change, the more they stay the same. However, like, you're around in ancient Egypt. And in ancient Egypt, there were no word processors. You know what I'm saying?
It's like the character they chose to tell this story. Like, if you would have used, like, the Phantom Stranger for this story, like, it'd be a different thing.
I mean, maybe, but even then, it's kind of like, dude, like, get outside yourself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like, oh, okay, like, all I do is, like, live and laugh and love. It's like, okay, yeah, you're right. Like, that's all you do. That's some fundamental human stuff. Like, if that's what you, like, that's what being human and having a good life is, right? And sometimes you're sad.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, rockets? You know what I'm saying? It's like, my guy, like, iPhones? It's like, look, pizza pockets?
She doesn't really care about any of that stuff, like, about what's next.
But why not though?
And two, what her deal is she's living life with no stakes.
Right.
And that's the main point. And a lot of people can't do that.
Like I can speak from myself. I'm a dude with mortality, and I lived my life with no stakes for about 10 years. It's like it's not that big a deal.
That's what I'm saying.
But a lot of people, it's like, okay,
not a lot of people. To some people, because most people here, cats aren't out here living on the edge. They're not out here like, oh, gambling big. They play it safe. Like if people were out here like, oh, I'm going big or going home, and that's what most people did, I would believe you, Jay. But people aren't playing like they're not like go big, go home. They're like, well, let me just do what I know is gonna work. And like they want to live big. They say they want big stakes, but they don't actually do it because they're scared, and that's some BS.
No, you're completely reading this whole thing wrong.
How so? Tell me. I'll listen.
I can
let Jay talk. Let Jay talk.
No, let Mo talk. What does Mo have to say?
No, I was gonna say I can see Larry reading this wrong, and Jay, I'm saying you're reading this wrong too. Because this comic book should not have this much of a reaction. Because this whole comic book is exercise. It's a trophy to mediocrity in comics. Like it's not well drawn, it's not well written. It's just not. It doesn't create any real reason to go to the comic book store.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll disagree with you on that.
Well, let me say this real quick. What I will say is this, and I was trying to make this point earlier, but I got sidetracked. I think every issue of like because there's like what maybe like 8 tie-ins that are like Dark Crisis, World Without a Justice League.
No,
and
this is issue 2 of World Without a Justice League.
You didn't let me finish though. You don't know what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Dark Crisis, World Without a Justice League, insert character here. There's like 8 of those, right?
8 of them out now?
Not out now, but they're all coming.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know.
Well,
what I'm saying to you is
next one is Wonder Woman.
Right. What I'm telling you is
I know Green Lantern is number 2.
the one we're talking.
One. Green Lantern that we're talking about now is number 2.
Well, but Jay, what I'm telling you is there's a thing called previews, and you can know what comics are coming out in the future, and every character there's like 8 characters that are Dark Crisis, World Without a Justice League, insert character here. Is what I'm telling you. Okay. And what I suspect is every one of those issues is going to be like a big character, like Green Lantern. And additionally, it's going to have a lesser character, like Hawkgirl.
Well, the first one is Superman and Aquaman.
And that proves my point or disproves my point?
I don't know. I'm giving you ammo. Like, I'm giving you that information so you can tell me if you. I give you that so you. Hold on, you can't see my hands.
No.
I give you that. I give you that.
I don't need it.
So that you can tell me, so you can give it back to me if that is your point or not.
What I'm giving to you is my point is that you have a greater character like Superman, and then you have a lesser character like Aquaman. That each of these issues is a big A character, a friggin' A-list character, and then a B-list character. And it's not to not, I'm not saying Aquaman is trash. I'm just saying that Aquaman isn't Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. That's what I'm saying. In the same way how, Green Lantern, or I should say, Hawk Girl isn't Green Lantern, Flash. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is you have a more popular character and a lesser character. And it turns out that, Aquaman's not as popular as Superman. So there's like 8 of these issues that have that motif in from what I've seen. And so it's just like, that's what's happening. So it's like, I felt like how Oz felt, whereas I was expecting a Green Lantern book. And it turned out that, it was like half Green Lantern. And I can't say this for certain because I didn't count pages, but I feel like the Hawk Girl story actually might be a little bit longer than the Green Lantern story.
It just felt it. It's like 10 pages.
Maybe so. I don't know. Yeah, that could be the case. I don't know. But either way, I would just...
I took a nap between panels. I'm not joking.
And so I was just like, oh man, like I was looking for Green Lantern books and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a Hot Girl story. Then I realized like, oh, okay, you know what? I guess all of them are formatted this way. And it's like, okay, I can't be too mad at that because it's like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I was just like, oh man, like this chick's out here like, I'm just done with life. And it's like, dude, you haven't even lived that long.
I know different people have different thresholds. Like,
and that's true. That's true.
Like,
listen,
maybe you can live for millions of lives doing the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not.
You can't.
But she's not. It's not. It's not millions. Like
we're talking like 9. It's like 8 or 9.
Right. And that's what I'm saying.
Dude, okay, look.
More of
people don't even want to live this one life. Like there are people who murder themselves all the fucking time, and they only get one life.
Right.
So after years of being like, I get it. After multiple lifetimes, I get it.
Right.
It's like you when he's like, we've all been the chair. Like sometimes you're just tired of that shit.
Right. No, and I get it. And so I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying like, oh man, like this is wild because I'm like, dude, this chick's out here.
Wrong. Like there's no like primitive human civilization that would want mortality. Like that the way that story is just written is wrong. Like she could mortality. She might have to go to outer space for some high evolved civilization. You're not going to find primitive human civilization.
Not only are there no primitive civilizations that are looking for mortality, I don't even know if there's any current civilizations because it's like if you ask people if they want to like live forever, like people don't want to die early in the world we live in. And don't get me wrong, like some people definitely kill them.
Breed is because there's some sort of like legacy immortality in that, and that it really just in humanity, like this story just doesn't work. Like I get Thanagarians are aliens. She should go to Thanagar for that bullshit, not Earth. Like don't honestly, realistically, like I'll tell it right now. Don't fucking take my Mayan pyramids with that bullshit, because that's like where she went. She went into a jungle and it looked like a Central American Mayan pyramid. Like we're not about that.
But no.
Go ahead, Jay.
You did bring up something that I didn't mention earlier because I was making assumptions.
Huh.
But this is her world, right?
Thanagar? Nah.
No, it's her little matrix. The story takes place in her.
Yeah, not Thanagar, her matrix.
Oh,
like,
okay.
This is her matrix world, right?
If that's what it is, that's.
But it's not Thanagar though.
No, I didn't say Thanagar.
No.
He meant the story is in
the world.
It's her own personal world. Yeah.
So why wouldn't the mortality be there? Like, if she's living her best life,
she's
gonna want it, and so it's gonna manifest. Just like John's dead sister manifested.
Again, it with what you're saying, it fits. it doesn't make it a good comic book.
And here's the part that I feel like exemplifies that it's not like a great book. Like, we've basically been spending almost the entire time talking about the Hawk Girl portion of it, and not necessarily in a positive way, but like
I'm speaking positively of it.
you're right. You have spoken about it
Not
positively.
necessarily.
But what I'm saying is,
I'm saying good things. Like,
no, but
And I'm
the whole
enjoying it.
point, and that's fair. But what I'm saying is, the joint is on the cover. It says Green Lantern, and the Green Lantern story is so vanilla
It says Hawk
that
Girl.
you're just
Also,
No.
Hawk Girl.
right. Exactly. It's like,
I thought she was gonna show up like in Beware My Power.
but the right, but and that was the kind of the contrast for me too, where I was just like, I'm like, John Stewart is a good comic book character. I know this because I've read John Stewart for a long time. In my mind, I was like, you know, when Hot Girl came into Beware My Power, I was just like, oh, I wasn't necessarily expecting to see her, but I get why people might connect John Stewart and a Hot Girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Because they have like
no
their
one
whole
called her Hot Girl.
okay, but and I feel that, especially
they
in
do
the
it
context,
in the credits, but no one calls her in the show calls her Hot Girl.
right? And in the context of the show, it doesn't make sense for that to happen. And you're right; it's good that doesn't happen. However, I'm just like, oh, like I wasn't necessarily like when I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this John Stewart animated movie. There was no part of me that's like, oh, I hope Hot Girl's in it. And so I was just like, oh, Hot Girl's in it. Okay, cool. No big deal, you know. And in the course of the story, it's not like, you know, like she fits into the narrative that they decided to tell. So I'm like, cool. When I was reading this, I was like, man, we got Hot Girl again. And I'm like, okay, I understand that people think about, like, there's some people think about Hot Girl when they think about John Stewart as a Green Lantern. But it's like,
cartoon.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like, but I was gonna say that's like Justice League, the animated series people. It's like that's not like we're talking about comics here. Why do we have to put Hot Girl in this? And you know, again, I was like, okay, I didn't realize necessarily the format at that point. So I'm like, okay, if you're gonna put any other random, you know, B-list or C-list hero, I guess Hot Girl is the one that makes the most sense. But I'm just like, dang, like it's like weird because I'm just like, I don't need like John Stewart Green Lantern and Hot Girl stories. I don't need that. Like I was expecting John Stewart Green Lantern stories, and the one they told me was like, meh. And then they told me this Hot Girl story, and I'm like, meh. And I'm just like, geesh, man, like it's crazy. It's crazy, like how this is like all coming together. But again, it's because we were doing this at the same time.
Like,
If I had it like completely separate, maybe I would have felt different.
I'm mad that you guys didn't suggest we review Suicide Squad Blaze.
That's not green.
I don't even know what that is.
You guys are going with a green theme?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
everything here is green.
That's what happens when I leave you guys.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
We're
Green New Deal.
Let's rate this real quick so we can do a She-Hulk.
building back.
That's a good idea.
Not that good.
Wait, what did you say, Joss?
Nothing. Two and
Wait, hold on, Oz. Say it again.
I guess 2 as a Green Lantern book.
Thanks.
I honestly, I think the Hawk Girl story is way better than the Green Lantern story in this book. So the fact that it's a Green Lantern book, like it loses points for that.
Right.
Fact.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Jay, what would you rate it?
I would give it a 4.
Wait, say it one more time.
I would give it a 4.
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah, the Green Lantern was vanilla, but the Dead Sister was there, so I enjoyed that.
It was the one
And,
chocolate chip in the vanilla.
What?
It was the one chocolate chip in the vanilla, like accidental chocolate.
Listen, I'm pretty sure if
Right.
you call a little black girl a chocolate chip, I'm pretty sure that's racist. Just so
Everybody,
you know.
no, everybody loves chocolate.
Whoa, okay, all right.
But
See,
I,
this is
I
the
actually did
pedophilia.
enjoy. I actually did enjoy the Hot Girl story, and I enjoyed the Green Lantern story better than I liked the movie that I just watched. So
See,
that
we messed
raised
it up.
it up, and yeah, that gave it bonus points.
See,
So yeah, I would give it a 4.
I don't know if Jon Stewart would make himself the hero of his own story.
I 100% he would not.
And that's what bugged me about
Yep.
his story in
Yep.
the book.
Yep, I agree 100%. Like Jon Stewart.
Didn't you say you're 3 issues behind?
I said I haven't read Dark Crisis, but I have been reading Green Lantern all the way through. Like the actual Green Lantern books.
Oh,
You're so silly. But no, man, like Jon Stewart is not that dude.
It was too quiet.
Like how Jordan making himself the hero of his own story makes 100%.
Guy
sense.
Gardner too.
Right, 100%. Like Kyle Rayner or Jon Stewart doing that, that's not who they are.
Kyle would do it.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I saw him out Superman. And he seemed pretty proud of himself.
No, when you say out Superman, you mean like he was like helping a lot of people?
He was talking to Superman, and they got word of a planet was going through some crisis.
Mm-hmm.
And before Superman could go, he just like clicked his ring together and fixed it.
Did you say click his rings together?
I don't know what that means. Oh, because he
Yeah.
had 2 rings at the time. He had the
Well,
white and the green.
There's
was-
no place like there's no place.
No, it was when he was going through his like. There was a certain point where he was like one of the all powerful. Like he had it.
Yeah,
He had absorbed the battery or something.
yeah.
Ion.
Okay.
Ion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
When
Right.
he was Ion, he was doing shit like that.
But when you say out Superman, that means he's helping people. He's not being like he's not making himself the hero. He's helping people.
He was a little smug about it.
I mean, yeah, he is.
Was he smug about it to the public or smug about it to Superman?
To Superman.
That's not the same thing, right?
Smug is smug.
No, you're like, okay, whatever, Jay. Listen, one day you'll understand how wrong you are. No. Like, Moses Magnum, what'd you think about Dark Crisis, Green Lantern? Because I'm not giving it the whole name again.
It was a total waste of time. Like it really was. I I don't like to say this about comics, but this is a comic that shouldn't have existed. And,
Damn! Wow.
it's a 1. I give it a 1 because 0.
Sheesh. That's
It's-
harsh.
The art was like it's mediocre. Like this is a comic that I feel like anybody that I know could have drawn. Like, and anybody like, I consider I'm harder on myself than anybody. I could have written another comic book than this. With these guys.
Wow. Yeah, there you go. Listen, I will say this. I felt like how you felt in regards to the Green Lantern story. Like, I felt the art was subpar. And I definitely was like, this might be a better story if you had a better artist. But at the same time, I was like, but this story is not a good Green Lantern story either. It's like, it's okay. It's not great. It's not even good. It's okay.
Like, you
And
can't
then-
even really give it the multiverse, like, handicap. Like, oh, because it's multiverse shit. Like, you can't even do
No.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And then I read the Hot Girl story, and I was just like, oh, like, I don't know. So yeah, but I give it higher than probably most of you all did. Well, not Jay, but I give it like, I don't know, like a 3.
I already forgot what I gave it.
Right, exactly. Like I give it like a 3.
You gave it a
It's like-
2.
2.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
It's definitely not a good book, but it's
Like-
not the worst thing I've ever read by any means. Like, but it's not a good book. So
Like, I
it's
really,
like 3.
On vacation, I filmed a review for Suicide Squad Blaze, and I was mad nobody brought that book up.
I still don't know what that is. What is that?
It's a Black Label Suicide Squad book.
Oh, I didn't even know it existed. My bad.
Yeah, no, it came out last week, and I'm like, man, this is something. And I started doing my own review. I did it underwater in Lake Tahoe and everything.
You did the review for Suicide Squad Blaze underwater? Oh, so
Yeah,
it
yeah,
doesn't burn you.
I had a
blazing
GoPro.
it.
Yeah, I had a GoPro, and I'm like doing the pantomime, and then I was doing voiceover over it. And I'm
It's like the comics getting wet. He's like,
Oh, no,
I
that's
gotta review it before it disintegrates.
And then I destroyed all that footage because I'm like, no, I want these guys to read it too.
Yeah, we can talk about it next week. So we'll
But no, I'm still gonna do a one shot, but I'm just gonna do
it. Whatever, Moses. Look, it's your world. We just live in it, man. No, like, okay, let's talk about She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Y'all good for that? Let's do some TV. A little tease for you.
the crazy.
Tease him, Jay. Tease him, Jay.
Also,
no one needs more about gel coat.
When the fourth round would...
Don't you call in?
Does it look good already? Jumbo Scampi for limited.
I love it. Mo, you want to tell the people about She-Hulk Attorney at Law?
I wouldn't even call this an adaptation of a She-Hulk comic, but it is the MCU's take on Jennifer Walters and She-Hulk, and it's their foray into a sitcom. You kind of get the sitcom thing with WandaVision, but that's just thematic from episode to episode. Like, this is the actual format of like what this 39-minute Ally McBeal type, Boston Public type sitcom thing. It's not a procedural. It's a superhero show. It's just done in that type of sitcom style. And I'm going to jump into my impression too, because
go for it.
It just like they abandoned that format totally just for the first episode, and they did it
in which format?
The legal sitcom strong woman format. Like what the show is, like you didn't get that from the first episode, because the first episode she's like, you're not gonna stick around for that. Like, let me give you the superhero shit. And then they just did that, like the origin story. And it was like fun, creative way of doing that. And the show episode 2 might feel a little different, but you got episode 1 that hooked you in if you're only there for the superheroics. And if you're only in for the superheroics, then you never read a She-Hulk comic, and that's where I can be a proud gatekeeper. And you shouldn't watch this show either. Yeah, because that shit just felt like reading a She-Hulk comic. Yeah.
There you go. Jay, what were your thoughts on She-Hulk Attorney at Law?
I thought it felt like a zero issue. I thought they took a whole lot of time just to say she doesn't get angry when she Hulks out.
But she doesn't need to be angry to She-Hulk.
Yeah, it just a lot of runtime just for that one little point.
But you like zero issues.
Huh?
You like zero issues.
When they're done well. Like, I like them when they're good. Yeah. This just seemed pointless. It's worse than pointless. It seemed like it's for normies. Like, I don't need to know. Like, I know she doesn't get mad, or she is still herself when she goes Hulk.
Yeah.
So I don't need a 36-minute show just telling me that one thing that I already know, that I've known for a very long time, since the 80s or 90s.
Yeah.
Whenever Sensational She-Hulk came out, like, I don't need 36 minutes of you telling me that she's not mad all the time. And then the last 4 minutes, oh my God, that was just so fuck-tarded. Like, it's so pointless. It's so normie bait. It's just, like, it was so unnecessary. Like, nothing even comes of it. It just happens, and then it fucks off to the credits. And then Captain America fucks. I mean, I don't know who was thinking Captain America doesn't fuck, but...
Oh, there are people out there thinking that.
Yeah.
I know, weirdos. Like, he's Captain fucking America. Like, he's gonna fuck. I mean, I can't imagine Captain America not fucking.
That's because you're a pervert, Jay.
I mean, it's Captain America.
What
are you gonna do with all that? What are you gonna do with all that enhanced stamina if you're not using it?
Let the record show that Jay did not say no. Jay's like, I'm no pervert.
I love how Jay watched all of Iron Man, all of fucking Spider-Man Far From Home, all of Thor, all of Guardians of the Galaxy, all of Infinity Saga, and now it's like She-Hulk. MCU's for normies.
It's true. It's 100% true.
Like this is but as far as MCU for normies goes, this is the shit that feels most like a fucking She-Hulk comic than anything MCU could have ever done.
I mean, look, maybe it was my fault for reading Sensational She-Hulk a couple
It is.
back.
It's like it's my fault for loving comics. Like,
Jay, allow me to go on the record and be like, how dare you, Jay, read Sensational She-Hulk? How dare you, you son of a bitch? Loving comics for that long.
But also, I think if you've watched the show enough, you know I'm a pervert. Like, no non-pervert would obsess over nudity as much as I do.
I was mad watching Luck because I'm like, man, Joe's beating off to this. Like,
no, I'm not.
What?
Like Emily and I had a whole thing. Like, it's like, who suggested this? Like, I don't know. I think Joe did, and it's like because of that. I don't know what ass he's looking at here. But so we're trying to play a game, figuring out which ass is the one that Joe's jizzing on the screen.
Listen, in Joe's defense, the only time I saw him pull his penis out in the movie theater was when the cats were on the screen. That's the only time.
I mean, that's a lot of pussy.
Again, that's just like we know Joe.
Like, no, that wasn't for perverted. Like, I didn't want to see that for perverted things. I mean,
right, but because we know
it is weird that it's a movie about a person with bad luck and there's like 0 clothing malfunctions. But
that's true.
It's a rated G.
Rating. I didn't think about that.
Oh, is it rated G? Okay.
Yeah, it's a G rating, so they can't do clothing malfunctions.
Are clothing malfunctions like a big thing that happens to unlucky people?
Yeah, all the time.
Like even like in Empowered, it's not even like. It's a bad luck thing, but bad luck doesn't even come to play. But it's like, oh, the darn luck, and the clothes come off.
Right. Okay. Real quick, allow me to move to Oz. Oz, what were your impressions of She-Hulk?
I thought it was. I like that they cut the origin story to like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There's some parts that bugged me. I think it's been a controversy when she's talking about how she deals with anger all the time because of men.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to say it. And I get what they were saying. It makes sense. I'm fine with it. It's perfectly It's fine if she's talking to any of us on this show right now. She's talking to Bruce Banner. She has not had to deal with the kind of issues that he has.
But that's part of the point. Like, you're learning to be your Hulk. And that's the beauty of She-Hulk. That's the beauty of Red Hulk. That's the beauty of Red She-Hulk. That's the beauty of Savage Hulk. That's the beauty of fucking Mr. Fix-It. It's like, it's constantly like we all have a Hulk inside us. And and we all have to kind of figure it out which Hulk we are and how we're gonna do it.
I will say that I don't know. I don't know that I agree with that because it's like it's a weird thing because it's like
you don't beat off or anything. You don't never give in to your base urges.
Well, but here's the thing though, where if you're like I know that cats are like, oh, like how dare she like talk to Bruce Banner like that because he's been through so much. And it's like, I mean, Bruce Banner's been through things, but at the end of the day, like Bruce Banner has the issues that he has because of how he was brought up as a kid. And, you know, for Jennifer Walters to just be like, no, like, I don't have your issues. That's not a big deal. Like, to me, because like, it's like cats are like, oh, the woman that he loved died. And like, no, she's not minimizing that. Like that's
no. Well, that's the thing. It's not that she says I don't have the same issues you have. She literally tells them, I've dealt more with controlling my anger. I've dealt with more stuff that made me control my anger than you ever have.
Which is true. Well, what's not true about that? Like, wait, but no, really, wait, hold on.
Yeah. It goes back to read fucking comics. That concept was brought up 45 years ago. Like it's part of the comic. Whether you agree with it or not on TV, I don't give a fuck. That's what the comics dealt with. And that's what I want to see on TV.
But whether the comics dealt with it or not, like if you want to just stay within the movie realm, it's like Bruce Banner's been through some stuff. Is it anger issues or is it grief? That's not the same thing. And a lot of these dudes are so emotionally stunted, they act like every emotion is the same emotion. And it's not. Like what anger issues have we seen Bruce Banner deal with on screen?
Yeah. I mean, unless the movie that everybody hates, that's where you
even then though, it's like this fool doesn't deal with a lot of anger issues in
that's why he's the Hulk. If he would deal with his anger issues properly, he wouldn't be Hulk.
And that's the whole point I'm making.
Him and Jennifer Walters is he spent so much time suppressing his anger that it built a whole separate personality, and that was the Hulk.
But he suppresses,
processes her anger.
Right.
So that's why when she transforms, she has full control.
And that's the whole point that she's making. And it's like cats are acting like, oh, how, like, you know, cats act like she's talking down to this dude because he's dealt with his anger issues so deftly. And it's like, these cats don't even understand how emotions work half the time. Because it's like, what have we seen on screen that is the Hulk dealing with his anger?
I would argue that most men have no idea how emotions work.
Well, no, it's you know, we've been conditioned as men to not deal with our emotions. So
100%.
You know, and then there's some of us that come up beyond that kind of. You know, I say kind of, you know, I still need, you know. But it's like I know enough to know that it's like she's talking to him, not me. Like,
and that's the whole thing, right? Where it's like. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, it's men are wrong for not understanding emotions because in our society, you're right. Like men aren't taught to deal with their emotions in any positive ways most of the time. So it makes sense that people wouldn't like understand.
When you try to find outlets for your anger creatively or productively, they call you a faggot. Yeah.
That happens sometimes, and you know. Like,
look, I'm speaking from
we can lay off of the.
It happened a lot. No, I think it's a fine way to use that word here because it is. I'm expressing.
It is within the discourse, right?
I'm expressing my anger to how people express themselves to me,
but
for how I chose to do things.
But more importantly, it's like, you know, we like the cats that have the criticism are like I would say this: show me in what we've seen on screen where you have Bruce Banner, whether you're talking about friggin' Ruffalo or Ed Norton, effectively dealing with their anger, with anger specifically.
Invented a machine to not deal with his anger.
Right. And so it's just like, you know, it's like, dude, like if it happened on screen, I'll listen. But I'm just saying, I like a lot of, like, most of it is like, you know, like literally we have him bragging about how he's always angry. So he can transform at will into the Hulk because this fool's always angry. Now what, you know, Bruce Banner's always angry about, he doesn't talk about. He doesn't say, "Oh, I'm always angry because of this or that." And, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you're a straight white male with a PhD, it's like, you know, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying that you can't be angry about something, but you got to at least tell us what it is so we can know, because, you know, the world is probably working for you.
Banana
you know what I'm saying? Say what?
Banana Republic ran out of khakis.
I mean, you know, listen, I'm not trying to minimalize anybody's anger. I'm just saying.
I'm minimalizing it. I'm minimalizing it.
And you can do that.
Because with me minimalizing, they're like, you know what? Explain it. Go through the process and work through it so that you don't have to be mad at She-Hulk.
On that similar thread, this show made me feel like, why is the Hulk so weak?
Which Hulk?
Like the Hulk in this show.
Oh yeah,
Bruce Banner.
He looks smaller. He feels smaller.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
When he's on the hood of that Jeep, like I've seen, he punches a giant space monster thing to stop.
Absolutely, I agree with Oz 100% because he's not giving up to his anger. He's not surrendering to his base instinct, to the beast that he is. He's controlling it, and that makes him weak. Smart Hulk has always been less strong than Angry Hulk.
Yeah, but he's still stronger than She-Hulk.
He is, but the way they express it in MCU for normies is this. This is what
I guess what I'm saying.
The one time he shows more strength than her, he's mad that she's like making him stupid.
Yeah,
and that's how the Hulk works. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just saying. Like there's no instance in the show where She-Hulk looks stronger than Hulk. She might look like more control of her emotions, or she looks.
She's
more. Hold on. No, let me talk a little bit.
No,
let me talk a little bit. Let me talk. Look, or she's like she's showing more finesse. But there's no point where she shows that she is actually stronger. So it's like that's the point that bothers me a little bit, where it's like, just because she's better at anything than Hulk, cats have a problem. It's not strength, and that's what the Hulk's known for, right? The Hulk is literally the strongest there is. And when it comes to showing strength, he shows that he's the strongest there is. But because she's better than him at other stuff that has nothing to do with strength, she's like, well, why should She-Hulk be better than Hulk at anything? And it's like, why do y'all feel like this? It's like, dude, like, relax a little bit. Like, what? Tell me what she's better at that the Hulk should be better at than her.
You know what? I blame some of these shows where they have a genius paired with a common sense guy, and the common sense guy always fixes the mysteries. Because all these shows kind of make dumb people feel like, yeah, I'm just as good as the smart people. Yeah. And then this is the reverse of that motif in this show. And then these people are getting triggered for it.
But the messed up part is, it's not even the reverse. It's the same thing. Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, She-Hulk is obviously smart, she's a lawyer.
Yeah.
And lawyers are generally smart people. I don't know if people would generally feel like lawyers are smarter than scientists. I feel like most people would feel like scientists are smarter than lawyers, because while lawyers are smart, most of well, not most of their intelligence, but you need to be, huh?
The focus.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, let me put it like this. A person of average intelligence can still become a lawyer. You may not be the best lawyer, but you can become a lawyer. Generally speaking, like if you're of average intelligence, you may not necessarily be able to be a scientist. Like you may, like, not every scientist is a top class scientist, but generally,
dream, Larry.
Say what?
Thanks for crushing my dream. I'll never be a scientist.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mo. But I'm just saying, like, you can be.
I'm gonna throw this gamma bomb over there now.
But I'm just saying, like, even like there are, like, just like in every profession, there are average to low grade scientists. But your low grade scientist is probably still a pretty smart person, just because math and science is a tough field. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and it's not to say that being like a lawyer is not a tough field, because it is. Like, you know, I can say that from personal experience. But what I'm saying is, like I said, like, you can be like high end average intelligence and be a poor lawyer, because I've seen them. and you know, you can have a career still, you know. And so I'm just like, dude, like, you know, like, it's just cats being triggered because they're like, oh, like, they feel like this is Captain Marvel all over again. Whereas, like, oh, we're trying to say that Jennifer Walters is the most powerful Hulk, and no one even said it. That's the thing. Like, if you watch the first episode, there's no part of that says she's the strongest Hulk. She's just better.
No, go ahead, Jim.
I was just saying she's better at some things than Bruce Banner, but that's enough for some people to be like, she shouldn't be better at anything than Bruce Banner.
But
and
that's
like,
look, that's why
crazy.
The comic was good too, because
Mm-hmm.
she was different than the Hulk, even though she had a similar power set and a similar
exactly.
You know? And I even with like the shit we hated, like Red Hulk. Like eventually, Red Hulk ended up doing good shit, like shit that I like in Hulks and shit like that. Savage She-Hulk, Red She-Hulk, Red Savage. All those ended up having their spot. And even I didn't like it at the time, but going back and it's like there's something for everybody in the Hulk. Abomination, yeah, like Abomination. It was so one dimensional at first, and then it changed something different. Like so. There's a whole other thing. You said, sorry, Larry. Before you railroad.
No, go ahead.
But
I'm sorry. No, I apologize.
There's I'm the one butting into your shit. Sorry, but there's a whole other thing where it's like it's too sexually liberated, like but that hasn't even been shown in the TV show, and that's already a criticism. And
and it's She-Hulk.
Right? Yeah, and that's like. You know, nobody gave a shit when Tony Stark was fucking journalists and leaving them, you know, like.
That's what I'm saying. The double standard.
So, yeah, it is a double standard. But I'm happy, like, I get to piss off people. I can't wait. You know, I'm finally going to work tomorrow for real. And we're going to be talking with some of my clients who some of them might not be as open-minded as we are here.
And the new episode comes out tomorrow, too.
I know, but I'm not going to be able to see it till later.
Well, not until the evening.
Yeah, so I'm happy. I'm really happy to like make people feel stupid because either way, from what I've seen so far, it's like it feels like the comic, and that's all I really care about. And if they don't like it, it's like then you don't like fucking comics. Like, what the fuck are you doing watching this shit? Yeah.
What I was gonna say was that, you know, I agree with you wholeheartedly in the sense where
I said that last thing.
No, well, not that part, but yeah, you're right. But before, oh damn it, what was I gonna say? I forgot. It's okay. Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Now here's where I will criticize, and this is in line with what Joe was saying, which I don't know if it was the last 4 minutes, but basically the entire Titania courtroom scene, like that joint is terrible. And it's sad.
It's horrible, right?
Huh?
Titania was horrible, right?
In the show, 100%. Like, and it's messed up because like home chick that plays her, like, she's not a bad actress. Like she's in The Good Place. Like she's good. Like she can be good. She could have been Titania. It's not the casting I would have chosen, but okay, like one of those things where it's like I had enough faith in her acting ability to pull the role off, and who knows, maybe in episodes in the future that might happen, but in this episode, like, which kind of, like I said, in line with what Jay was saying, the end of this episode, which I enjoyed this joint thoroughly up until this point. And when you have her busting into the courtroom like the Kool-Aid man, and I'm just like, man, this kind of feels a little bit low budget. And then you have her friend like, hey, do your She-Hulk thing or whatever, which is like, okay, like I can deal with that, but it feels like that could have been a better setup for that.
Oh, that was
and
dumb.
She does it.
I can tell you why that was dumb.
No, I mean, you don't have to tell me why it's dumb because I feel it already. I feel it already. Like it's like it could have been better, but okay, tell me anyway, Oz.
No, I don't know why it's dumb.
Just because Mo.
No, Oz.
What bugged me was she takes the time to take her shoes off, so she doesn't ruin them. Doesn't take the coat off.
But
she ends up ruining them.
But what if she doesn't take? What if she takes the coat off and then she busts out of her joint?
I mean, look,
and her nipples are showing.
I don't expect her to get naked, but
I'm not saying you expect her to get naked. But what I'm saying is
she didn't tear the shirt. She just tore the jacket over it.
The shoes are dumb too. Like that's why I asked, because people are in peril.
Right.
No,
but you take the time to take the shoes off. At the same time, you could take the jacket off, right?
Listen, first of all, her friend tells her to take off the shoes, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and it only takes a second to do. And then on top of that, like, you're gonna get big. You don't know if you're gonna bust out your shirt or not, so it makes sense you keep the jacket on.
Okay, whatever. You don't understand how clothes work, but go ahead. You
never read Sensational She-Hulk issue 2 or seen the cover.
Lawrence doesn't.
I'm
comics.
I'm pretty sure I have read Sensational She-Hulk.
No, I'm talking
about. I'm just saying,
like that happens all. Like she's in her court suit as all the time.
Yeah, it's like 100%. It like if you're trying to be modest, you keep the jacket on because you're like, my nipple might show, but it may not show if I keep the jacket on.
And generally, like She-Hulk might not care about the nipple thing, but Jennifer will.
Right. But either way, the point I'm making is you have her saying like, "Oh, do your She-Hulk thing." Not a great set of dialogue, but whatever. I can forgive that. Then you have Titania that already looks like a professional wrestler, which I'm not happy with. Do like a random like jump kick. And the wire work on this joint looks the worst. Where I'm just like, dude,
you saw
like
that in the trailer though, like that came out of nowhere for you in this episode.
I don't remember watching a trailer with bad wire work, and I might not have seen it. Like I saw the first trailer with the bad CGI, and I don't know that I necessarily watched the trailer after that, which is okay because I didn't need to see a trailer. I was gonna watch the show either way, so But I'm just like, that wire work is terrible. And here's the thing. In the same way how you mess around and fix the CGI, I might watch the trailer and be like, well, hopefully they'll fix that wire work in post. Make it look good, It looks terrible. And then, like, you have, like, it's supposed to be a fight, but I don't think I can even call it a fight.
Yeah.
And, and look, I'm looking at the picture here, and you can make a very good argument that Titania here looks like a professional wrestler, and you'll be right. But if that's what she looks like, that's not the type of professional wrestler that she looks like in the show.
No,
she looks like
Titania in the show looks like somebody went to the Salvation Army store and said, "I need a sassy black woman outfit."
Well, no, it's a hooker outfit from the Goodwill.
It's not a hooker outfit.
It is.
The hooker outfit was Jennifer Walters at the bar.
Dude, yes. Jennifer Walters at the bar did look like a hooker.
Yeah.
and Titania looks like a female Ultimate Warrior. And it's just like, I mean, here's the thing. I don't have any issue with female Ultimate Warrior. I'm just saying that's not what Titania looks like. And I'm just like, if you're gonna, like, I'm not saying she has to look like how the picture that Joe put up first, but give me the essence of the character, even if you clothe her more. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have made Titania with a pantsuit and a V-neck, and I'd be like, oh, that looks like Titania, but like covered up a little bit.
You could have had the Fear itself Titania.
Right. Like, there's a number of Titania costumes that aren't revealing, and it would have been like, okay, that looks like her. But what they gave Home Chick doesn't look like her at all, and then she does this terrible jump kick. Then they don't even show the punch to connect, which is weird to me. I'm just like, why would they not show us that?
They had to redo the special effect, the She-Hulk special effect.
Oh, and that might be it. You very well might be right. Like, that might be it. I don't know. But either way, it was just like, I was really enjoying the show up until that point, and my lasting impression was like, oh, like, it got low budget at the end, and that's messed up.
It was low budget from the start. Like, I mean, well,
I disagree with that.
Put the budget on other things, like redoing the. There we go. That actually looks more like Female Ultimate Warrior than the show.
I disagree with that. Like, that doesn't look like Ultimate Warrior.
But yeah.
But
what I'm not, like, those last few minutes of the show, I'm not even like too worried about. Like, that's carried over from what they had to fix. So we'll see.
Hopefully.
I think the show is not, those last 4 minutes, I guess the best way I could put it, are not indicative of what the series is going to be like.
I agree with that.
Other 34 minutes.
Right. Are more in line. I agree with that. Anyway, we should do some ratings. Unless you want.
I also agree with that.
With me?
Okay.
With it not being indicative, I don't think this whole issue or episode.
That's how good it is. You called it an issue.
Well, no, because I do think of it as an issue 0.
Yeah.
And I expect once they actually are giving content that it's going to be good. Like, issue 1 should be actually a banger, despite how disappointing issue 0 was.
Like, even the way she introed the 0, like it is for people, like, you're not gonna stick around for this legal shit.
Wait, hold on, because I just want to understand. So you're saying this was an issue 0, and you're expecting the next episode to be a banger, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, this is like one of those issue 0s that came out like after issue 9.
This is the Free Comic Book Day issue. Got it.
Right.
Now, I will say personally, I felt like this joint was actually a really good episode up until the very end. And I love, like, what they did, like, kind of almost in line with what Moses was talking about, where it kind of subverted your expectations, especially considering, like, everybody was talking about this joint like it was going to be, like, super sitcom-y. And at the end of the day, it kind of starts off like, oh, it is going to be a sitcom. And they're like, oh, you don't want to see that, though. And it subverts your expectations completely and goes to, like, is that the Titania Hero click?
Yeah.
Hilarious. It goes to, the whole idea of, like, you want the origin story. And that's kind of cool, because I think many of us were like, well, we'll get the origin story eventually, and they give it to you right up front, so you know exactly where she comes from, and then goes back to the whole legal drama aspect. And honestly, at this point, the messed up part is, because of how it ends, I'm like, I'd rather it just been like Law and Order. You know, like I really wish it was just like 100% legal and like, or her losing the case and then turning into She-Hulk at the end because she was angry about it. You know, like that would have been cool. Titania, I'm like, dude, save that for episode 2. Cause yeah,
I
whatever.
guess she's not actually supposed to be back until episode 5.
Titania?
No. Wait, are you serious?
Aren't there only like 7-ish episodes?
Yeah, she's like the main big villain, but this is.
Oh,
like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
No. Is that true?
Yeah.
I just saw an article where that was the headline.
That's a bad idea. Like if Titania's the main bad guy.
Hey, Larry, like you act like you don't have faith in Marvel.
It's not that I don't have faith in Marvel. I don't have faith in Titania. Titania's not a good main villain for, like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Titania's not like a constant foil for She-Hulk. I'm not saying that. But she's not like main villain material. Like she's not like Titania shouldn't be She-Hulk's Purple Man.
So from this article on Screen Rant, She-Hulk attorney at law showrunner Jessica Gao recently explained why Titania does not return until episode 5. The latest MCU television series stars Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk, a defense attorney tasked with representing beings with supernatural powers in a court of law. Blah, blah. At the end of episode 1, one of Walters' trials is interrupted by Titania, a social media influencer with super strength.
Social media influencer? Like, what?
Okay, skipping. Titania does not really show up to challenge Walters until episode 5.
There better be 4 episodes of Daredevil then.
Like the comics, the showrunner wanted to show Titania as more of a nuisance that pesters She-Hulk repeatedly. Gal likens the villain to a gnat that was always buzzing around She-Hulk. This was Gal's inspiration for the Titania's role in the first 4 episodes before she becomes a larger antagonistic force for the remainder of the season.
So they're like, we're going to make her look annoying in the first 4 episodes and then make her like a real threat in the 5th one? That sounds crazy.
She's going to get that other hammer.
We got to get that Abomination in.
Like, Abomination would make more sense.
Well, you're going to have that episode. That's 3.
He's not going to really be Abomination, though. He's going to be... what's the dude's name?
Blonsky?
Yeah, he's gonna be Blonsky. I would say 99% of the time he's gonna be Blonsky. Then somebody's gonna say something in the courtroom to piss him off, and he's gonna become Abomination. And
I'll tell you right now, man. Like I love Tim Roth so much that if this was Blonsky, most of the time that's not even a negative to me. Like this guy's so good. He's highly underrated as an actor.
Just wait.
Just wait for what?
Yeah, you'll change your mind when you actually see it.
I disagree. Like, Tim Roth is not going to let me down.
Oh, boy. So, do we rate this, or do we...
Yeah, we're going to rate it. Why would we not rate it?
I mean, it is only issue 0. Like...
Jay, stop it.
Issue 0.
First of all,
episode 1.
It's episode 1. It's episode 1.
Jay, you act like you never suggested an episode issue 0 to review for this.
I love good issue 0s.
Right, but
Jay,
again, like you've submitted them and we reviewed them and we rated them.
On top of that, why don't you go first, Jay? You rate.
Hold on. I'll say this. We'll discuss episode 1, but I think we need to revisit it. Episode 5 when we're halfway through, see how it maintains, and then kind of take another look at it after the 9th episode. And
how many episodes are there?
9.
6 or 7.
At least 5.
It's 9. I'm telling you, it's 9.
What is wrong with you all? Jay's like at least.
I don't know what's wrong with those guys.
I know, right? No, I'm talking about those guys. Oz, you are okay. Like if you're like there are 9 episodes, you want to say episode 5 is the middle. I get that. Like these other guys
agreeing with me. I feel like I have to like. fucking wrong.
Yeah.
Listen,
You know
I agree with you when
I
you're
feel like
right.
I'm wrong because you're agreeing.
No, no, you're right. When I don't agree with you, that's how you know you're wrong. Damn it. Anyway, Jay, what would you rate She-Hulk Attorney at Law? Episode 1. You son of a bitch.
Okay, so I'm gonna put the caveat out there first. I do expect the show to get better.
Okay.
Episode 1 was like a 2, 1.5. I don't know. I don't want to watch cousins wrestling together. Like, I don't need that.
Did they wrestle?
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
Did they wrestle or did they fight?
They were wrestling. At
Yeah,
one point,
they
they
were
were both
sparring.
on the ground.
They were sparring. They
They were
fought,
rolling around.
They did yoga. They did tai chi. They drank.
Wait,
They might
yoga
have-
and tai chi and drinking aren't wrestling. None of that's
I'm
wrestling.
sure
I said-
someone's
I-
hand accidentally touched someone's something.
I listed everything they did, and in that was wrestle.
Okay. Oz, what would you rate it?
I'm gonna say 4. I enjoyed the episode, but I also came into it the way it was advertised to me is it's gonna be a kind of a sitcom-y fun thing, and that's what it was. You know, yeah, it's enjoyable.
Okay.
Great. It's an origin story that I wish other Marvel movies would learn from and do in 15 to 20 minutes, and then get back to the real story.
Got you. Moses Magnum, what would you rate She-Hulk Attorney at Law?
It's a 5 for me, even with that like court scene. I didn't have a problem. You guys did. Yeah, like, I'm not a Titania fan like that, I guess. But
You love her.
I do like. I like the Fear Itself stuff. I like when they're reader in
Yeah.
comics. But
Yeah.
I like if they're gonna pick somebody to race swap, totally homogenize into a totally different character, like Titania might be it. You know?
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel
Like,
that.
I'm just mad I'm just glad they didn't do it to old boy in Thor Ragnarok. What's his name?
Right.
The Carl Urban character. Yeah.
I like what they did. with
To
Halo.
Executioner?
Yeah, and they kind of did, but they didn't do it as bad as her. I like
No,
her.
I agree.
Better than her, so it's fine with me. And again, those last 4 minutes.
Wait, Carl Urban's white though, and Executioner's white, right?
Yeah, and what? Like,
Oh, I'm just
like I don't care about race swapping, Larry. Like, I don't know what you think of me. Like, what kind of?
no. I thought you said you were just glad they you know, he's like they did it. I thought you said you would have rather.
Homogenize the character, like water it down and all that.
Yeah. Oh, but
Like-
you said they watered it down for him.
Titania, they didn't do
Oh.
it for him as bad as they did.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, because the social media, like, I honestly don't really care what they do with Titania. Yeah,
Yeah. Look, there's not a lot of Titania fans out there. That's what I know. Like, I've been a
she has
Marvel
her
fan long
place.
enough.
Again, like the example I gave, the Fear Itself, like she has her place, and she can bring it. I don't need her to bring it in episode 1 of She-Hulk. In the last
After this first episode, I would argue there's a lot of Titania experts out there.
Well,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Look,
they're gonna say they are, but they didn't know who Titania was before they Wikipedia.
Look, I'm not even a Titania expert, but if they were an expert, they'd be sounding more like me.
Because it's all
100%.
mainstream now.
Yeah.
It's all mainstream. Like,
So for me,
Oz
it's
bringing
a
it right back around to the beginning.
For me, it's a 5 out of 5. I loved it. I enjoyed it
Yeah.
thoroughly, every minute of it. Even like even the end credits with the like concept art, like the
Yeah,
comic.
I know.
book
It's like courtroom art. Yeah, that was very cool.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, which, yeah, I mean, it was digital, but that's what courtroom art is now. Digital, which is
would
crazy.
totally buy any of those panels that they showed in the end credits.
They were beautiful.
You don't like the show. You gave
I like the art.
Yeah, no, but you don't like it. Yeah,
But I like the art.
It doesn't matter. You're not
Yeah,
getting
it's
any
a
of
little
it.
bit.
You only gave it a 4.
So what I will say is I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. I liked it a lot.
You're not getting any of it either, Larry.
I don't want it. But what I will say is, it's like I was disappointed by the very end, and that was unfortunate. Like I'm of the mindset where I can overlook the fact that a lot of people will look at the beginning and the end of something and that's their impression of it. For me, it's like I'm not that person. I can definitely be like, oh no, even though the end disappointed me, I can overall feel like it was a good thing. But there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to be like, that ending sucked, and they're going to be like, well, the show sucks because that's the last impression they got, and that's it. So it's unfortunate, and it's more than anything, it strikes me as strange that nobody else that was on that production, or none of the producers or anybody looked at that and was like, no, that's bad. Because it's bad. The wire work. Why is Titania even jump kicking at She-Hulk anyway?
Look,
even if she doesn't know who She-Hulk is, you know enough to be like, that looks like a Hulk. Why would you jump kick a Hulk? When does that ever work?
I don't know why you care now when you didn't care in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the Nerf guns.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Nerf guns,
against Hulks?
In general,
So it's a completely different situation, is what you're saying.
They're fighting superpowered people with fucking razor blades retrofitted to look like a gun.
Who, Mo? I'm saying, a Hulk is a completely different level of threat than anything that happened on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
I'm talking
right?
about the budget. I'm talking about the budget, the way it looked, the presentation.
But the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. budget is probably 1/16 of what this She-Hulk budget was.
You didn't care then. You didn't care then.
Why would I be?
You didn't even think to think about the budget then. But
why would I hold somebody at? It's not. I'm not thinking of what I know is this show has a much bigger budget than anything Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did. And
in the moment you weren't thinking about the budget. In the moment you didn't even see it.
I'm not trying to hold Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that happened in the first 2 years of the MCU to the same standard of year 15.
It happened in your present. The way you judge this show is how you should have judged that then.
If you want me to hold somebody to the same, if you want me to hold someone to the same standard in year 2 as I do year 15 of their experience, I'm just going to tell you that sounds ridiculous to me.
No, I just wanted you to judge it on the same scale in the moment. You didn't do it then, and now you're doing it.
I'm not going to judge a TV budget with the same thing as a multi-million-dollar studio budget. I'm not going to do it.
It was a multi-million-dollar studio then.
I'm sorry, multi-billion-dollar studio. I apologize.
It was a multi-billion-dollar studio then.
It was not.
ABC is not a billion-dollar studio. ABC Television?
We're
part of the Go Network?
ABC, listen. We are Disney, talking about. We're talking about
Disney is not a billion-dollar studio 10 years ago.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when you're at the moment you're talking about wasn't a Disney studio then.
It was.
It was not.
It was. Otherwise, it would have been on Paramount or on Spike or some shit. It wouldn't have been on ABC.
I'm come on, man. Dude.
Should we go on the final thoughts?
No,
we should. We should because Mo's trying to compare apples to oranges, and he's like, I need you to say that an apple is an orange.
I just want your measure to have been the same. The way you judge that then, you should judge it now.
Listen, what? It doesn't make sense, Mo. Why would I? Yeah. Why would I judge? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't even a Marvel Studios production.
Yeah, it was.
It was not.
So that's why it didn't connect to the series at the beginning, to the movie.
It did connect.
Yeah, because it was a Marvel Studios production.
It was not. Kevin Feige didn't have anything to do with that. And if you tell me I'm wrong, I'll listen to you. But you're not going to do that because you know that you're not going to lie.
Look, you should still judge it.
I shouldn't.
The budgetary things, you didn't have those problems then. You shouldn't have them now.
It's not what? No, I should because the people that are gonna make Secret Wars an actual movie are making She-Hulk a TV show today. That's not the same people that made Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a television show back then. Like, literally.
You act like other shit has good special effects either. Like, we talked about the bad effects in, like, Infinity War.
I didn't talk about that. You all talked about that.
Oz could tell you, like, they had bad effects. They had bad effects in Doctor Strange.
Listen, Oz criticizes effects.
Came out a few months ago. It's bad. There's bad effects in there.
Oz criticizes
a scene where it's like they shot it on a GoPro.
Oz criticizes the effects in every Marvel movie or any superhero movie that's not DC. That happens all the time. Like, I'm not saying Oz doesn't criticize effects. What I'm saying is I didn't criticize them. And what I'm saying to you now is I'm not gonna
I didn't hear you say I was right either.
Huh?
I didn't hear you say how I'm right. Normally.
I don't think that you were right then, and I don't know that you're right now. What I'm saying to you is my standards are consistent, is what I'm saying. And to mess around and make it seem as though, oh, well, you're being playing favorites because you didn't feel that way in 2010 as you do in 2022 is ridiculous.
That's called flip-flopping.
It's not. Thank you. Play the music. Play my goddamn music. Anyway, Oz, give me some final thoughts.
Apparently, my degree in digital arts means nothing to you guys.
I wouldn't go that far.
With that, if you could put what I'm sharing, okay, preview of upcoming video.
Oh, nice. Damn, you look like a gangster right there. Look, you look like a veterano.
That's a little bit racist. Spoiler alert.
Is that racist?
That face mask I'm wearing does not show up in that video at all.
Damn, I didn't mean to be racist if that happened.
We can take that off. Yeah, so that's coming soon. I gotta review the edited version of that video, make sure it's not completely effed up. Other than that, if y'all are sleeping on the Orville season 3,
yeah,
that's like the normally it's the best Star Trek series out there, season 3 specifically of the Orville. But Strange New Worlds has been
it's been really good too.
Good too. So
surprisingly,
it's a running back and forth race between which one's a better show. But the Orville is the more surprising because it compared to the season 1 and 2, season 3 is just like completely just on a whole another level. So
I agree.
Check that out if you have the opportunity.
Jay, final thoughts.
Well, thanks to Terry Moore, I've now seen a nude picture of MODOK and Aunt May on the honeymoon.
Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little mad that you didn't try to show us that, but don't worry about it. Next week.
Like real MODOK or that robotic MODOK from the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer?
Not from the trailer, real MODOK.
Wait, there's a MODOK in the Ant-Man and Wasp trailer?
I think that's where I saw it, but it's a MODOK that's all like machine. And I think it was
no, don't worry about it, Jay. Don't look for it. Just give us the rest of your final thought and be done. Next week.
No, that was it.
Got it. Mos Magnum, final thoughts.
I got nothing. That's it. I'm out.
Mo, you better give us a final thought. You talked all this trash.
Yeah, no, look, I got nothing. That's it.
Mo, you got something, goddamn.
No, I said what I had to say. It's like you don't care. Sometimes you care about special effects. Sometimes you don't. That's it.
What? That's not true. Like I can't see good all the time. There's no point where I'm like, damn, those special effects were except for the Shield trailer. That was when it was like, oh, that's trash.
Right.
But that's how I knew it was bad because I could tell.
I've seen worse practical effects that I judge, and you're like, I don't see it.
Well, yeah,
but I used Agents of Shield as an example, and you're like, no, that's fine. Where the guns are flopping, like, like it's like, oh, here's my Agents of Shield gun, and it's like,
why do you hate Coulson?
You hated Coulson too. You forget
initially. You're right. Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah, I wasn't a fan.
It's called flip flopping.
Well, but here's the thing. I didn't hate him in the movies. I hated because he was like, why is he coming in the comics?
Hey, you hated him. You forget
in the comics.
You hated him. Hate's hate across all mediums.
Oh, see, I disagree.
That's why I'm happy Sandman 2 is not happening.
Sandman season 2. Listen, for the entire Fantastic Forum. What is this? What in the world? What
are you looking at now?
Jay, I told you next week, and still you defy me every time.
What? MODOK? That looks like Hulk.
What? Why does she have a? No, it doesn't look like Hulk.
It looks at.
Why does she?
Yeah, it does.
Why does she have a spider web on her back?
Because Spider-Man's pulling her back.
Spider-Man's trying to tell her no.
There is a word bubble for Spider-Man there.
She's trying to get on top.
She's trying to give him tea.
Yeah.
Why is she giving him tea naked though?
It's their honeymoon.
Well, but no, not tea, not tea, but tea. Oz. Like Oz doesn't know what T stands for. He's never gotten.
That's because I'm a red-blooded American. I drink coffee.
No.
Oz, how much?
My bad. I meant Kofifi is what I drink.
Kofifi.
Oz, how much sugar you put in your coffee?
Teaspoon.
Pussy.
Plus whatever is in the vanilla creamer.
Pussy.
I love pussy. You are what you eat.
For the Jesus Christ, for the entire Fantastic Forum, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. I do apologize for all of it. but we'll be back next week either way. If you want to tell us what it is you want to talk about, what you don't want us to talk about, what you want to hear more of, just like talk to us. Give us feedback so I can tell these guys, stop it.
I apologize to those who don't like to eat pussy. Like, I guess.
Everybody likes.
We're the Fantastic Forum.
Not
good night.
Everybody.
Good night.
Except